Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on, man? We are around the water cooler tonight. My guy DC Wolf is with me. He gonna be with me. He gonna be with me as long as he can. So we appreciate that, man.
What's up?
Tonight
What's up?
it's a draft watch party. So grab your drink, grab your snack.
Yes,
we're gonna sit down and we're gonna watch the draft. Hopefully, it'll be nice if we can see some Auburn players get called. We're gonna try to see how many SEC players get drafted tonight. But we're gonna get into it in a minute, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and let's get into it. Eugene Asante, a man that's gonna hear his name called. He's gonna hear his name called this weekend. Bring us in, my guy. Let's go.
You are now tuned in to Water Cooler Talks, covering everything you love about college football, especially everything going down in the SEC Conference. So, if you love college football, you need to lock in. And now, your hosts, Nick Frazier and Marcus Fitzpatrick.
Yes, sir. We appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us here around the water cooler as always. I think we played the wrong one. I think that was the wrong drop that played. You know, we was waiting on Eugene Asante, but we didn't get a chance to see him. Maybe he's, waiting on the phone call. Maybe he went on the phone call. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. So. You know what I'm saying? I need to, make sure, my agent get Marcus check. You know what I'm saying? Marcus, I'm getting your check, bro. You know what I'm saying? I need that, Marcus. I need my check, man.
We appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us around the water cooler, man. We're gonna be here until the first round ends tonight. DC gonna rock with me until he can't rock with us no more.
Yes, sir.
Tonight, man. We appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us here, man. Before we get into it, follow us on Facebook at the Water Cooler Talk Podcast. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at the Water Cooler Talk. If you have a Twitter, follow us on Twitter at CoolersPod23. Follow us on Twitter at CoolersPod23, and of course, subscribe, like, share, hit the notification bell button here on YouTube, so you know when we post more videos and when we go live. We appreciate y'all, as always, for continuing to rock with us here around the water cooler. We're going to look in the comments and see what's going on in the comments. What's happening in the comments? Auburn Dad's in the comments. He's saying, War Eagle, what's up? What's up, Auburn Dad? How you feeling? He says, by the way, I don't think anyone outside of KLS will get drafted on the first night. Hey, I hope KLS get drafted on the first night. That's what I'm saying, man. Shout out to KLS, man, in the draft right now. One of many from Auburn that has declared for the draft. JT with the quote of the day. He says, "I love the draft," and that's from JT, man. Shout out to JT. My guy Tim, the tool, Mike Taylor. He said, "In here like swim well." War Eagle fam. Tim came up with Tim actually put the thought in my head today. He said, maybe we should do a draft. I was like, all right, Tim, let's make it happen, man.
What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, man? Fingers crossed for KLS.
Yes.
And everything, man. We rocking with them as always. And Quez. Yeah, and Jarquez as well. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He said, Nick, you a Panthers fan, right? I am. He said, who you want? I take anybody right now. We need all the help in the world. We need help. We need all the help in the world. We need a receiver. But if you wanted me to be more clear, I would actually want an offensive tackle.
Okay.
I would want an offensive, either interior lineman or offensive tackle. Would be my first choice. But we'll see what happens, man. Tim with the fire emoji. Shout out to Tim. Auburn Dad saying evening, DC and Nick. What's up? Auburn Dad. JT saying War Eagle to everybody, man. Auburn Dad saying JT and Timmy. Look who made it.
Oh my
God. Bubba and the old man sports talk. He said finally made it to the stream again. Unfortunately, no AU guys taking the night. No AU guys taking the night. But I will be here tomorrow and I will be here Saturday. We're gonna be watching the draft then. So we're gonna be here. We're gonna be watching it when we see some Auburn players come up, man. This is gonna be a long weekend for your boy, but I'm here for it. My guy King Richard in the chat. What up, King?
He is.
How you doing, King? What's up, King Richard, man? Hope all is going good with you, man. Hope all is well. He said, why did you shave the beard? Well, I had to exfoliate skin, had to touch my face, had to do that, had to make sure everything was good there, man. So it's been good. It's been good. He said, OMG, Bubba, alive? You've been on the milk carton.
Hey, bro, I put out the bat signal for you, Bubba.
We did. He was like, what Bubba at? What Bubba been?
Somebody find Bubba, man.
That's great, man. What's good, Richard? Auburn Dad, what's up, man? He said, Bubba, you talking to I'm not Russell Wilson, man. Stop. Man, I'm not Russell Wilson. What y'all doing?
There you go.
C Hall in the chat. What's up, C Hall? How you feeling,
man? Changed the avatar, man.
He did. No, it's the same one. I think it's the same one.
Same one?
Yeah, I think it's the same one.
Okay.
I think it is.
Okay.
Auburn dad. Bills have to be paid. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah,
You know, you got to do what you got to do, man.
You
Understand that.
gotta do grown man stuff, man.
Babyface Nick. That's
Yeah.
funny.
Baby face.
That's funny, man. That's funny, man. C Hall right there, man, saying what's up.
Mhm.
I'm tired of the Bama's living off Saban's legacy with the whole since 2019 versus every graphic. I agree with you. I was watching the pre-show and I saw all of that as well too. So I don't know, man. This is crazy. KLS going 4th or 5th round as of right now. Yeah, they actually have him slated. I think 4th or 5th round is KLS. Jarquez Hunter, you have him as high as 4th, as low as 6th. Eugene Asante, you have him as high as 5th, low 5th, top of the 6th. He could end up being the last pick in the draft. Some people have said the Mr. Irrelevant position there as well. Jalen McLeod has been somewhere in that 67 range, and then everybody else that's in the draft have been considered undrafted free agents that'll get picked up. But we're gonna take a look and see what's going on there. Tim said, "LO, laughing, he's laughing his butt off." That's what he said. KLS is highest and Jarquez Hunter's next. Yes, that is true.
Okay.
That is true. James Barnett. He said,
What's
"Water
up,
cooler doing
James?
that thing again." Yes, we here all
What's
the
up?
time, man. He said, "What
What's
up,
up, man?
fellas? What's up, James?"
What's up,
As
man?
always, man. He said he does look kind of like I do not look like Russell Wilson. Man, stop, man. Look nothing like Russell Wilson. Bob, I've been saying this is beginning just now. Everyone's starting to catch on, man. You making everybody catch on to this, bro. Ladies and gentlemen, the man, the myth, the legend himself from at It's SE Season. Auburn Tez is joining us, ladies and gentlemen. What's up, Tez? How you feeling, big dog?
Rocking the new,
what's happening, man?
Rocking the new glasses, looking expensive. New mic, new air. This dude is brand new.
No,
Golly.
man.
Man, this dude got a gold mic.
I couldn't see.
Last time I saw this dude, he had a white mic. This dude went and got a gold mic on his neck.
Yeah, man.
Hey.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
I needed y'all to hear me better, man.
Bro,
Everybody
we
saying
ran to you,
Tez. What's up, Tez?
what's going on?
Everybody saying Tez. It is.
What's
So,
going on, chat?
I'm gonna turn the volume up because you'll be able to hear the actual draft in the background, in the back. So we'll talk over that a little bit, while it's going on, and I'll turn it down. You know, I turn it up and down. So if you hear that in the background, that's the draft in the background. I'm watching it right here. And I got a microphone connected to it. So when we get ready to hear pick come in, I'll turn it up and we'll go from there. But what are y'all thoughts on this draft, man? I mean, I know we don't have a lot of Auburn guys in this draft. It's gonna go tonight, but we definitely will have a lot of guys that potentially could go late tomorrow. You know, if everything shakes out, if it shakes out in somebody's favor, we could probably possibly have somebody go late tomorrow. But definitely Saturday, we definitely gonna see a lot of guys from Auburn call, man. What are y'all thoughts on this draft so far, man? What y'all thinking?
I think Quay is gonna be the steal of the draft, man, for Auburn.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I think this dude deserves to be much higher than a 4th or 5th round pick or 6th round.
Turn
pick,
your mic up
man.
a little bit, DC.
I'll put it close. What about now?
There you go.
Yeah,
There you go.
I think Quez is gonna be the steal of the draft. For some team, man, the guy deserves to be a higher round pick than he is, man.
Mhm.
He's been a workhorse. He's just been
True.
just had a bad situation with bad offensive lines around him and coaching philosophy not giving him the ball like he should have it, man. So I think he should be drafted higher than what he's gonna get, man. Just my opinion.
I can't disagree with you with that, man. He definitely was a Heisman Trophy X talent.
Yes.
At Auburn, where he could have won. He could have been in the conversation, man. Tez, what you thinking?
Man, I agree with everything DC said. But I will say I think that Eugene is going to be the steal of the draft, just simply because he's going to get drafted really late, and I feel like if in the 6th, 7th round, if you're getting the most athletic linebacker in this draft class, it like you can't lose with that. So I think he'll be the steal of this draft if he gets drafted.
Looking at you're looking at what his measurables was. I think he ranked in the top 3. Ranked in the top 3 of all categories at the draft. I mean, at the combine. This past combine. So, man, it's gonna be interesting to see how that goes, man. Bubba comes in and says, man, this RB class is just so insane. In most classes, he would be a 3rd round guy. That is true. And I think Jency's gonna be the first one off the draft board. It looks as if the Tennessee Titans have the first pick.
Okay.
And I think we already know where this one is going. And I think the headliner tonight. I'm gonna take a wild guess and say maybe a young man by the name of Cam Ward is gonna be the number 1 overall pick going to Nashville. So? Yeah, he going to Nashville. He going to Nashville.
That's already solidified.
Yeah, already solidified. He going to Nashville. The question of the night is, does Shedeur exactly? He said we've known for 4 months already that he was going number 1 overall. Right. Exactly. Facts. Mm-hmm. The question of the night is, he said Jay Utter will be the steal for whoever drafts him. Come on, New England, grab him and KLS. Yeah. Now I will tell you this. I've heard that he did state, and he stated that the one team that he did take a meeting with at the combine was the Jacksonville Jaguars. Okay. And do y'all know who's the running back for the Jacksonville Jaguars?
Yeah, one Tanky Bigsby.
One Quartavius Tank Bigsby. So could they have another Auburn backfield in Jacksonville? That'll be interesting.
It's possible. It's possible.
Interesting to see. He did mention that he did have a meeting. I think he had 1 or 2 meetings at the combine. I think the one that he spoke with the team the most was the Jaguars. So this is gonna be interesting to see what's going on. But tonight we in the first round, and we're talking about a lot of guys in this draft who are considered first round talents. Right. I'm gonna just be honest with you, man. I don't think you have a lot of guys in this class that are just surefire, like first round type guys. Just gonna be honest with you. No, I don't see that.
Well, you don't think the running back out of Boise is
about Genty?
Yeah, I mean I know they're not taking running backs like that anymore, but I think that guy's I think he's phenomenal, man.
Oh yeah, he going tonight. I just don't. I don't know. You know. I mean, don't get it twisted. Yeah, you know, you take best available. Yeah. You know, and things stuff like that. But the thing is, he's just a talent that you can't He's a game changer. Right? He's a game changer type talent. Well, he's one of those guys where I say he's that type of talent. But when you look up and down the guys that have been touted as potentially guys that's gonna go in the first round, I just don't. I don't see a lot of that. You know, type talent. Out of the 32 guys that's gonna be picked tonight, I'd probably say probably 3 are probably like surefire type guys where you'll be like, yeah, this guy that deal. Everybody else is gonna be very good, solid pros.
And I think that the draft is just so deep, man, that it kind of feels like that. Because okay, we talk about Genty, but then I feel like Jarquez is a 5th round pick. But I don't think that the difference between Genty and Jarquez, I don't think they're 4 rounds apart. I agree with in terms of running back. That gap is not that, that large. So it's just that, man, this draft you can get Danny Stutzman in the 4th round. You can get, you know what I mean, Jack Kaiser,
Tyler Schultz.
Jack Sawyer. It's just full of names.
Quinn Ewers. Quinn Ewers is probably going to be a 3rd or 4th round.
This round is going to be exciting, but tomorrow
it's going to be better. I agree with you, Tez. Yeah. I agree with you there. 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 Shout out to Bubba. Bubba, that I think right now that's the quote of the night. He said it's a starter type draft, not a star type draft. That's a very good one right there. Yeah, I get, he summed up what I was trying to say. You know what I'm saying? I think you're gonna have a lot of guys that's gonna be very good pros. You'll have a lot of guys. You probably have some guys that'll be some high. I mean, not Heisman, but that'll be some Hall of Famers that come out of this draft class. But it's not like you don't have a Cam Newton in this class. You don't have a Johnny Manziel in this class. You don't have those type of guys. You don't have like a surefire guy that you just like, yes. You don't have that. I don't see that so far. So I'll ask you this question. In any other draft, do you think Cam Ward is the number 1 overall number 1 overall pick?
I don't think so.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't think so.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't think so.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I have to look at some previous drafts to figure that out.
All right, so if you look number one overall picks, I wish I had I wish I had this I wish I had that up in front of me, but I don't because I'm trying to keep my eyes on this screen here for when. And here we go. Seems like the Titans have a pick, and they are coming in right now. The commissioner Roger Goodell with the pick.
The pick is in. The pick is in.
Not a surprise. Cam Ward
No.
started at Incarnate, went to Washington State, could have been at Auburn, but ended up at Miami. But
he doesn't look surprised at all. He's just
business as usual. He's probably looking at houses in Tennessee. He's probably looking at houses in Tennessee back in February. It's crazy, man. So
That's awesome, man.
okay.
That's awesome.
Now that you know that Cam Ward's #1 overall pick, what you think so far, Tez? What you think?
I mean, business as usual. This next pick is gonna be interesting with the Browns.
Do they trade?
Do they trade out of it? Oh, well.
We got a trade alert. Trade alert.
The Jacksonville Jaguars. It's already started.
It is right there. It is right there. So this is interesting right here. This is interesting. This is an interesting pick. So Jacksonville is trading into the number 2 spot spot from the Browns. So
that Travis is going to Duval.
This is the question.
That's what popped in my mind, man.
That's what I'm saying. Are they taking Travis Hunter, or are they gonna go quarterback here? Because
no, man, I think they go Travis Hunter.
You don't trade into the second pick. You going Travis. You're getting generational talent, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So you think they'll go best available?
Yeah.
Instead of they did just pay Trevor. They did just play Trevor Lawrence too. So
they got Sunshine. Sense. So you ain't gonna jump up to get a backup quarterback.
Yeah.
Or they could be going to get an offensive tackle. You never know.
They could. Yeah.
But they could have traded up. They could have traded with the Patriots to get a tackle.
They could have.
Yeah. You traded the number 2 pick. They getting Travis, man.
Yeah, you got a point.
They probably known this for a minute too.
Yeah, I go Travis, man.
Yeah,
I go Travis. Travis.
Oh, they already know that they celebrating already. That's what it look like. It look like they celebrating already. All right, we got a question here. James Barnett. He said, "Fellas, let's have the discussion. Is Prime hurting how high his son could go? I have heard so many opinions about this. What's your thoughts?" I'm gonna go Tez on this one first because I know Tez got a very interesting thought process on this one.
Yes. Yes, it is. Yes and no. I mean, because I think it happens kind of with all celebrities and their kids, right? Like Deion is great. Deion has proven that he is great. His son has still has that to prove. Yet his son behaves as his father does.
So are you are you leaning into the entitled narrative
probably
that they have going on?
Probably a tad bit. And it's I don't know. It's one of those things that they probably question, does it come from within, or is he just like playing a role?
Okay.
I'll put it to you like this. Cam Ward is a very confident individual.
True.
Cam Ward is just as, because I see the narrative that it's about race, but I don't think so. Because Cam Ward is just as confident. It says some of the, you know what I mean? He has that about him too, but nobody questions him. You don't hear a lot from him, right? I think it's because it's authentic. You can kind of see that Shedeur is trying to be this person almost. Like he has to.
They traded their whole draft for Travis.
They sure did.
The 2nd, the 4th, and the 6th of this year.
Jeez.
Yeah. You don't do that to get no offensive lineman. I can tell you that much.
And that's true. You got a point there. Oh, but they got the Browns 2026 first round pick for next year.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well,
and they got their 5th round pick for this year. But then they got their 2nd and 4th round pick for this year as well, too. So that's interesting. So okay,
But the Browns moved back to 5 though. That's a good pickup for the Browns.
that's not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad. Your thoughts on that? Your thoughts on that, DC? What your thoughts on that is?
I think, man, you have to trust Deion Sanders, man. I think he's been in the league as a player. He's been around the league as a commentator. I think he knows franchises. I know he knows people, back office, structure. You know what I'm saying? So I think, it's certain places he want his son to go. And I think, bro, you have to trust that for a player who's done all those things and a Hall of Famer. You know what I'm saying? He knows the business. So I would have to trust him in where he's leading me. And, okay, if he's saying I don't want to go to this team, and picks this team and franchise, I think you just have to trust that. He hasn't failed him yet, I don't think.
I got you.
But it may be kind of looking odd now and looking bad now and looking, like Deion Sanders, but he's been successful with his method. So I kind of will have to just trust him, being that the experience, just like whatever you have done in your life, man, you could tell your kid, okay, you definitely don't want to do that or go that route,
Right.
So it may look kind of confusing now, but I will have to trust Deion as far as he knows what franchise he wants him to go to.
I'm gonna be real with you. I mean, when I look at Shedeur play, I'm just gonna be honest with you, man. Shedeur is the measurables, you don't see the measurables and things and stuff like that, but Shedeur definitely is a winner. And things and stuff like that. But I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm not gonna act like his last name ain't got nothing to do with it. I'm not gonna say it. I mean, because just like you said, Cam Ward has the same confidence and says some of the same things. Because if you watch Well Off Media and do all that stuff, you'll see that he said some of that same stuff. And he has some of that same confidence. And you don't hear the media talking about that. The pick is in. Let's listen and see what's going on.
Let's see what we got here.
To take a moment to recognize a player who's made a profound impact on and off the field. The Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year Award, presented by Nationwide, recognizes one player each year who best represents greatness and compassion, both on and off the field and in the community. Tonight, we are proudly joined by the 2024 Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year, Eric Armstead.
Could be Abdul Carter.
I mean, it would be interesting.
It's Travis.
Also, too, tonight I want to encourage each player embarking on the NFL journey to identify close to their heart and act upon it. Use your platform to make your community, the league, and this world a better place. As we remember, Walter Payton, strive to leave a positive legacy of your own.
Shout out to Walter Payton, Jackson State Hall of Famer, legend, HBCUs.
We have a trade.
You know, bro.
To the Jacksonville Jaguars. 2025 Jacksonville Jaguars select Travis Hunter.
Shout out to Travis. Shout out to Travis. Oh, snap. I'm about to start dancing.
So that's I mean, Jacksonville, that's great for them.
Yeah,
you're right. Man. That's a good pickup. That's a good pickup.
Yeah.
Do you think they basically looked at this and they was like, man, we make this trade because we basically get two players in one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. And then they looked at where they were sitting at, bro. And they were projected to be sitting to get Genty.
Yep.
And I don't think they needed a running back.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So like this is perfect. And you don't trade up and trade all that if you're not gonna let him play cornerback and receiver.
Exactly. Agree.
Yeah, they got,
Agree
the
wholeheartedly.
best player in the draft, man.
They
Yeah.
did.
Mhm.
They did. They did. They got the
Yeah.
best player in the draft. So yeah, I mean, he definitely gonna play both sides of the ball. He playing both sides
Yeah.
of the ball.
Wow.
This dude. Oh man, shout out to Travis Hunter, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
2024 Heisman Trophy winner. Heading to Duval to play with the Jacksonville Jaguars.
His pick is interesting though. You got the Giants on the clock.
Now here's where things get interesting. So are the Giants gonna take Shedeur at 3? Or will Shedeur fall to 9 to the Saints? Or will Shedeur fall to 21 to the Steelers?
Wow, man.
So I mean, because you sitting here looking like they like if you listen to all the draft experts, they have been saying the team that has done the most work and did the most homework on Shedeur Sanders was the New York Giants.
That's true. He's been there more.
Exactly. So do they take Shedeur here at 3 and get your quarterback of the future? Now, granted, Russell Wilson is there. That's funny. And Jameis Winston is there as well too. So you can draft him. You don't have to play him early because you have Russell Wilson in the building that can come in and give you start now. And you have Jameis to back up so he can have a year, maybe 2, to sit down and learn the offense and not be pressured into playing. But if you're gonna draft a quarterback this high at 3, normally you are going to try to get him on the field as quick as possible. There's a plan to. You see what happened with Penix last year in Atlanta. You know, you signed Kirk Cousins to that contract in Atlanta, but now they're saying Penix is going to be the guy this coming up season. So this is an interesting pick here, and it looks like the Giants are going to make a pick because they're not trading anything out. So this is going to be interesting.
I think they go with if it's me, I'm going with Abdul Carter.
The third, the best,
me too.
The best player at his position in the draft.
Me too, man. Me too.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm doing
okay.
with Carter, man.
Okay.
However, they have done a lot of work with Shedeur, like you said. So I am. It's interesting. They wouldn't do that if they weren't interested in signing him.
Very true. Very true.
Let me ask y'all a question, man. How far apart do y'all think Quinn Ewers and Shedeur Sanders are as far as like if you wanted a quarterback, how far talent wise do you think they are? I mean, to me, and I may be looking at it wrong, but they don't seem that far apart.
I think Shedeur is more talented in my opinion.
I think Shedeur has a little bit more arm talent, but like I don't think the gap is between those two is massive.
I think Shedeur is more talented. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I feel that way. I think if you, I mean, intangibles wise, you only see what you see on TV. It's not like we around them all the time to like talk to them and actually understand. But you can see with your own eyes in a game what they do in a game and what happens. Shedeur has made some very nice throws at the end of games to win games, but granted, he had Travis Hunter, he had Will Shepherd, he had Jimmy Horn Jr. Quinn Ewers had the same thing. He had Matthew Golden. He had what's my guy, the transfer from Alabama that went to Texas?
Huh?
No.
From Alabama to Texas?
Yeah, he transferred from Alabama to Texas. What is his name? Jesus Christ. He used to do the 007 pose every time.
Yeah, Isaiah Bond.
Isaiah Bond. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So, and of course, Ewers made some really nice plays down the stretch in games to help Texas win. So, I mean, to your point, you got a point there. But here we go. Pick is in.
Okay. Yeah, they think they're getting Carter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
You have to.
Mm-hmm.
You almost have to, like, because you know what he's gonna bring.
this is interesting.
This is a guy that you know for a fact you can put on the field.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Absolutely. And then, you know, that's what the Giants used to be known for too, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's you know, that's their position, man.
Yeah, defense. That's how they won the Super Bowls.
Yeah, that defensive line, man.
But this is the thing. Like this is like I'm trying to play this out of my head as if I was a GM, because you know I love that type of stuff. If I was a GM, if you're taking Abdul Carter here, do the Giants try to trade back into the first round and get a quarterback?
Yeah.
Or
I think,
do they wait until next year? Because if you look at the quarterback class for the 2026 class, you'll have Garrett Nussmeier. Because I'm sitting here saying I don't think the Giants are going to be that much better this year, even with the addition of Russell Wilson. I don't think they're going to be that much better to where they're going to be a playoff team this year. Shout out to Darius Slayton, Auburn wide receiver that plays for the Giants. But I'm not going to sit here and act like adding Russell Wilson to the mix is going to make the Giants a playoff team. Now, if you look at the quarterback draft potential for 26, you have Garrett Nussmeier, Connor Whitman's gonna come out of Houston, Drew Allen's gonna come out of Penn State. If Jackson Arnold ball out, Jackson Arnold can come out of Auburn. If Nico ball, Nico can come out of UCLA. You have Haynes King coming out of Georgia Tech. You have a what some would consider name recognition wise a deeper draft of quarterbacks. So are they looking at this and saying, let's just play this year and just see what happens next year based on who potentially could come out? And then there's this whole thing of potentially Arch Manning is coming out. But the thing about Arch ain't played it down yet for real in college football. So we don't know if he's gonna be good.
Yeah, man. I agree with
so
that.
I'm looking at this and saying, do they wait until next year, or do they feel like they just have enough to just, you know, be able to be in that top 10, top 15 range next year and get a top 15, top 10 type quarterback, because next year is going to be a quarterback driven draft from all signs.
I think a lot of what you see with that pick is how do you get to the playoffs in the NFL? What's the easiest route?
That's a good
Win
question.
your division. Win your division games, right?
Yep.
When you look in their division, they have Jaden Daniels.
Yep.
You need pass rushers to beat him.
Yep.
You got to put pressure on Jalen Hurts. If you don't, they're going to beat you. And then we all know what happens when you put pressure on the Dallas quarterback.
Of course.
Oh, my God.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I get it.
Shout out to DC.
Oh, I'm sorry, DC.
No, man, it's real, bro. The pain is real, bro. Fold up like a cheap tent, you know.
You ain't lying.
Yeah, like I feel like this is the easiest path, you know, if you can pressure those quarterbacks. And I don't know if Russell Wilson can be serviceable or if they move back into the draft to get a quarterback. I have no idea what they do on offense. They have an elite receiver. I know that.
Yeah. Malik Neighbors.
Yeah, I think they just looking at it from that standpoint. Like, who won our division?
That's a good point. That's a good point as well, too. Shout out to that. Shout out to Anthony Allen. Anthony Allen. What up, Anthony? What up to you, my guy? Hope all is well for you, man. Josh Hoover is the quarterback. I think he said it's coming out of TCU. Shout out to King Richard for letting us know that he coming out. He gonna be one of those guys too. Cade Klubnik from Clemson. He'll be coming out as well too. So yeah, I mean it's like next year's draft is gonna be a deep quarterback draft for 26. So it'll be interesting to see what they do there, man. So far, anybody surprised so far by the first 3 picks so far?
No, man. No.
Not the way they went. I didn't know the Jaguars was gonna move up into second like that. I thought for sure that Cleveland would take that pick.
I thought they would too.
Yeah.
Just how bad they are, bro. Like they man.
But then it makes sense. It makes sense from the Jaguar standpoint.
Yeah, it does. It does. It makes a lot of sense because aren't they in a situation with Jalen Ramsey right now or something like that?
I don't know. Is he? Are they? I thought he was in talks with the Eagles. They said.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking because I know they were trying to get him out. So maybe getting Travis there, you get him. You have a receiving threat for Trevor Lawrence, and you put him on the other side of the field. He can do that as well too, man. This draft is interesting, and we have 29 more teams to go. In this 29 more picks to go tonight, man. DC, man, how you feeling about? I'm gonna ask you this question, DC. What is it gonna take for Auburn to get another first round draft pick in the next couple of years?
Man, KFC, baby. The Keldrick Fault Club, man.
Okay.
Fault, baby.
Okay.
Fault Club, man. That's all it's gonna take. Is for my man, you know what I'm saying, to get off and do his thing this year, man. And I think Keldrick Faulk is a first round talent, man. You know what I'm saying? He just put
hot
together.
take.
Do what
I
he
give
do.
you this right here. If Keldrick Faulk ends up with 60 plus tackles, if he has 11 to 13 sacks, if he has two forced fumbles, Keldrick Faulk will be a top 3 draft pick next year in the NFL draft.
Yeah, I think he's a first round talent, man.
I'm gonna give you one that I can guarantee.
Okay.
Guarantee. Okay.
Guarantee.
Xavier Chaplin is a first round pick.
Okay.
Oh yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you say
He'd be a second round pick in this draft.
Yes.
So you say Auburn could have 2 first round picks next year? That would be phenomenal.
Well, Faulk has to perform well. They both had to perform well, but I think Chaplin is. I think we just got a first round pick in the transfer portal. Like this guy was.
I think we got 2 first round picks.
That's why I'm excited about him because I think he's NFL ready right now.
I think we got 2 first round picks in the transfer portal.
What?
Yeah.
Bro,
if Eric Singleton go off,
okay.
Eric Singleton is a mid to late first round draft pick.
Okay, let me ask you this: Do you think Cam Coleman will stifle Eric Singleton's draft status?
No, I don't think
not at all.
I don't think so. Because I think, like I said, if you look at what Eric Singleton did last year, for Georgia Tech, all the attention was on him. Now you got Malcolm Simmons and you have Cam Coleman there. I'm telling you, they're not gonna be able to put all the attention on him. So I think it's gonna be a lot easier for Eric Singleton this year, to get open and make some very spectacular catches. So I'm telling you, it's gonna be crazy.
I think Eric Singleton may lead the team in receptions this year.
I agree with that.
Really?
I agree with that.
Yeah. I say Cam Coleman may lead in yards. I think Eric Singleton may lead in receptions. I think he's going to be the go-to target for whichever quarterback comes out there. Just because he can, he's a shifty guy. He's got the speed, but he can run, the underneath stuff too.
Will Campbell.
Pig is in.
Shout out to Will Campbell.
I was hoping that he would slide to 11. I was praying for that, but I know.
He has not given up a sack in 2 years or something like that. If I'm correct.
Man, everybody picking good so far, man. No, so far it's not, this like crazy left field pick. You like, what are they doing? You know what I'm saying? So I think.
So what do the Browns do?
That's a good question.
Yeah, I get that might be the, the pick where.
Do they go Genty?
I don't know, man. They picking right here. They need a quarterback.
Or do they go Shedeur Sanders?
That's the question. They need a quarterback. They need a quarterback because it looks as if your boy ain't gonna play no more in the NFL. That's what it looks like. It looks like he done.
Yeah, he's.
It looks like he finished.
But wasn't Deion thing? He didn't want him playing in cold weather.
Man, I guess. So what they gonna do? They gonna hit it with the Mannings if Browns come out and say Shedeur Sanders. They gonna hit it. They gonna hit it like Eli did and don't go to San Diego.
Could be.
Hey, you're right. It could be, man. It could be. Man, Bubba said nobody taking a sub 180 pound wide receiver in the first round. They took Xavier Worthy in the first round. The Chiefs did.
You know how fast Xavier Worthy.
You know how fast Eric Singleton is.
You think he's faster than Xavier Worthy?
What's Worthy
4-1 or 4-2? Which one?
Jesus, man.
He's I think he's 4.2 speed. I don't think nobody ran a 4.1, right? Except for like
Bo Jackson.
Bo Jackson.
Dre Archer or somebody like that. What was
Dre
the
Archer,
cat
he
name?
did run a
Archer?
4.1.
Bo Jackson.
Nah, man. Eric Singleton's a solid 4.2 guy.
Really?
Yes. Solid 4.2 guy.
Okay.
Man, I think the thing about it is everybody's fast until they get on that clock.
Mm-hmm.
And that was 4.2 laser time.
Yeah.
Oh, if he was 4.2 laser, man, he getting it.
That's 4.2 laser time.
He picking them up, putting them down if it's 4.2 laser.
That's laser time. That's quick.
It's a great pick by
Yeah, that's a good pick by the Patriots. Shout out to what's your guy? Who the new head coach there? Dude from Tennessee.
Vrabel.
Yeah, Mike Vrabel. Shout out to Vrabel. Vrabel also picked up Carson Davis.
Really?
Yep. Carson Davis.
Yeah.
He's at the Patriots. He went to the Patriots through free agency this year. Got paid handsomely too.
Okay.
Hey,
Well,
what
shout out
quietly
to
he's
man.
putting together a very nice career for himself, man.
Yeah, he is.
Carson Davis.
When it's all it's all said and done, man, that guy, you're gonna look back at his career and say, hey, he was one of them ones.
Yeah, he's if he can keep pacing, bro, he'll put on the gold jacket, bro.
Ooh, that's a big step. A gold jacket.
No, if he keeps pacing the way he is and just keep going.
Okay.
I think he can, man. I think
Okay.
he can.
Gold jacket. I like that.
I think he can.
What about Noah Igbenogany?
He's found a role for himself.
Yes. He has.
Yeah. That's what I was saying about my man Crime, man. Crime, he's a good secondary coach, man. He's
Absolutely.
He's man. He's that guy, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's a good pick, though, man.
I just realized that this is in Green Bay. And the last time I was in Green Bay, I was in Green Bay twice.
Mm-hmm.
Man, there's nothing in Green Bay.
In Green Bay.
There's nothing in Green Bay, Wisconsin. It is literally Lambeau Field. Like, do you know Lambeau Field sits in the middle of like a neighborhood?
I didn't know that, man.
I can believe it.
It sits like in the middle. Like if you go like because when I drove past it. Shout out to all the truckers out there on the road, keeping America moving. When I did that for a little bit.
Wade.
Shout out to Wade. That's what I'm talking about. But when you go past it, like you literally, probably like the next street over, it's like a subdivision. It literally, I was looking at this like, is this really Lambeau Field? I was like, it looked like it, but like really a subdivision? Man, that's crazy, man. I was like, what? I don't never want to go back to Green Bay again. It is nothing there. Like, Green Bay, like I think Green Bay, they don't even have like a regional airport. Like you got to fly into Milwaukee and then drive like 2 hours to Green Bay.
They got a nice crowd, man. Have you ever been to one of those, man? Draft parties, like live draft parties like that. Have you been to one? Any of y'all ever been to one?
No, but I got a really good story. What you mean, Bub? What you mean? Don't do that. Don't do that, bro. What you mean? What you mean? What you talking about? Hold up, pick in. Hold on. I'm gonna tell you the story the minute when we get done. I'll tell you.
Okay.
It's a very interesting pick right here.
Mason Graham.
Oh, that is not bad.
Man, this is that's pretty good. Pretty good draft.
You can move back and get Mason Graham.
Yeah. Yeah. That's wow. Yeah. He said that their fans are nuts and wear cheese. No, I ain't saying nothing about their fans. Oh, he talking. Oh, never mind. He said you don't disrespect title time. Man, man, all I'm saying is when I was there, I was like, I'm just gonna be real. I was expecting a little more because, like, when you watch it on TV, you be expecting like, oh man, this is a big city because you think like majority of teams that got NFL teams got like big cities. And I ran in, I was like, man, this feel like Birmingham, bro. That's what I said. Like I'm in Birmingham, bro. That's what I was like.
Was it like going to Tuscaloosa?
Yeah, I was like, this feel like Birmingham. I was like,
That's all they have there is the Packers, though.
That's
It's
it.
like that's why they such fanatics.
But I was like,
nothing else.
if Green Bay can have a NFL team, bro, Birmingham can have an NFL team.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Come on, man. Like, come on, man.
But the people own it though. The people.
Yeah. That's what it is. I think the people had like a stake in it or something like that. But it was dope seeing Lambeau Field. I was like, man, they really about that Packer life up there in Green Bay. Like for real, for real.
Yeah, they don't have an owner.
Like,
I wonder how that really works, man. Do the people just like get a vote? Is it like an election day for the team where they get to say so?
That would be dope if they.
That would be dope. But I think the league owns like 51% of the team. I think the other 49% is like divided up between the community.
I
think. Don't quote me on that.
Do they get a?
Do they get a
like the community has like I think they have like a LLC holding or something like that, and like it's community owned, so that represents the community or something like that. And I may be wrong, but I think that's I don't know, man.
I'm gonna need my dividend.
It's interesting,
check,
bro. I want to see how that works. I want to know how that works.
For sure, bro.
And do they have a say so? That'd be dope if you get to vote on team affairs.
It would.
Get a little letter in the mail, be like,
if they
1 through 5, yes, no.
yeah. That would be dope.
That would be dope. That would be dope. Mason Graham, defensive tackle. Shout out to him. 5th overall pick to the Browns. And here and the narrative now that you about to start seeing is the Shedeur Sanders slide. So the next viable team is the Saints at 9. And Genty. And
Genty too.
Yeah.
Las Vegas doesn't need a running back.
They don't. So you looking here. I think the next team. Kellen Moore is not a head coach for the Saints. Just won a Super Bowl with the Eagles. He's not a head coach for the Saints, and it seems as if Derek Carr potentially could be out for the season.
Mm-hmm.
So does he go out and get him a QB of the future and tell Derek Carr, "Hey man, we appreciate your services"?
Mm-hmm.
Does he go out and get him a guy that he can win with and start with? Does he do what not Sean McVay. Hey man, his last name is slipping my mind, bro. It was Drew Brees and who's Drew Brees?
Sean Payton.
Sean Payton. Does he do what Sean Payton do? And go out and get his Bo Nix.
I don't know. I can tell you what, with New Orleans sitting at 9, being the next team that need a quarterback, don't be surprised if you see a trade out of one of these picks. If somebody do like Shedeur better, the move this would be the time. Like you can see the writing on the wall. Like if he gets to 9, we know Shedeur is on the board, so off the board. So if you targeting him, this would be one of these 3 picks would be one of the ones you would try to trade into.
Agree. Let's see what happens. They about to bring the pick, man. Let's see what the Raiders do. The Raiders.
This should do
partly owned by Tom Brady.
This should do Sanders right here.
That could be true too.
Let's see.
It is Las Vegas.
This should do Sanders.
Nope.
Talk about
they took Ashley Genty, bro.
Wow.
They took Ashley Genty. Oh my God.
You got
now, this is a surprise right here.
Well, you got to think about Pete Carroll got his beast mode, bro.
Yeah.
But if he's not gonna give it to him on the 1 yard line, what it mean?
Wow.
Yeah, man. Pete Carroll got his running back.
I'm just playing.
Pete Carroll got his running back, bro.
Yo, he took Genty.
Wow.
Now this is a surprise right here. This is probably the biggest surprise right here so far tonight.
Wow, man.
He took Genty, bro. Wow.
Yeah, that dude Genty is a dude, man. He's a dude.
I'm low key kind of shocked a little bit.
I am too, bro.
I'm low key shocked.
I am too. Man. Yeah, I would like to know what a Raiders fan think about this. I think it's a good pick, though, man. I mean,
who are they? They start who?
They got the quarterback.
Mostert?
He brought the quarterback with him. What's his name?
No, I mean a running back.
Oh yeah, okay.
You talking about Rashawn Mostert? I be saying names so wrong.
Who's running back in
Man,
Well, I guess the Raiders probably do need a running back.
Yeah.
Be
Yeah, but
honest.
if you got,
I'm thinking about it.
I guess, bro.
They got their quarterback though. He got a few.
Yeah, they
years,
got
man.
they got Geno. They got Geno.
Yeah,
'Cause
Geno got-
they,
it ain't
yeah,
like
'cause they got him
Geno
to an
got a,
extension. They signed him to an extension.
Yeah, they got Geno got a few years. They don't need a quarterback either.
I think Raheem Mostert is the starter. Right?
That's how you say it. Raheem Mostert. Yeah. No, yeah, that's it.
But when is
Yeah.
the last time we seen a running back taking this high though?
I got it.
been
I'm
a
thinking.
while.
I'm thinking. Saquon.
Maybe.
Saquon was almost 7-8 years ago, so it had to be somebody in between there.
Yeah.
Gotta be, man.
Yeah, remember they had that run where they stopped drafting running backs like
In the first round. Yeah.
earlier like that, man. So I think it's been a while, man. I don't know running back they took that high.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that, man.
But I guess, man. Hey.
Okay.
That's not true.
I mean, they got rid of Josh Jacobs, so
They
they don't have that running back that they could just hand the ball to over and over again. So
So if this
Bubba
is
said
why
Bijan.
not draft that guy?
Bubba said Bijan. Yeah, he did go to Falcons.
Bijan Robinson to the Falcons.
He did. Yeah.
Yeah. That makes
What pick was he though? Was he? What pick was that?
I'm
Bubba
looking
said
at it
eight.
right
Yeah,
now.
it had to be
Bubba
eight.
said
Okay.
eight.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Bubba said eight.
Bijan Robinson draft pick. He was Bijan was 8th overall to Atlanta.
Yep.
Shout out to Terry Fortnell, GM at for the Atlanta Falcons. I know I'm saying his last name wrong, but Terry Fortnell.
Fontenay.
Thank you. Thank you so much for saying it. Terry Fontenay, GM for the Atlanta Falcons.
I think the Raiders kind of happy that Jacksonville moved up because I think Jacksonville at 5 would have probably took him.
Yo, man, yeah, this one. I mean, now that you say it, yeah, but but here's the thing though, like if Gentry low key pop for real, like Gentry is $100 million running back.
Yeah,
he gonna be $100 million. He gonna be 190 million with at least 60 guaranteed. Like that's a big investment if he pop for real.
I think he's a serviceable running back. He's probably gonna have a great year. He's probably gonna have a great career. But I think that there are running backs in the second, third round that's gonna have just as good a career
as good as him. Yeah. I mean, or maybe they do him like Pittsburgh did Najee Harris. You know, Najee Harris was a 1,000-yard rusher every year he been in the NFL, and they still moved on from Najee Harris. The Steelers did. This is crazy.
Yeah,
this is crazy.
Yeah, I thought that should do it for real though. I thought that was.
Yeah, I mean the next. I'm just being real with you. We got 7, 8, 9, and I think the Saints sit at either 8 or 9. So that's the next one.
Who's up next? Who's 7, 8, and 9?
I'm looking it up right now.
The Jets, the Panthers, and the Saints.
That was at 8. Yeah, I ain't. Listen, I don't know
Nick,
what
you think about the Panthers taking your boy.
It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. We believe in Bryce Young.
Bryce Young.
We believe in Bryce Young, man. He just need the weapons behind him. And you saw it at the end of last season. Bryce Young started balling, man. That man started balling at the end of the year, man.
He's a top-tier quarterback.
He is. I believe in my quarterback at the Panthers. I believe in him. He gonna lead us to a Super Bowl.
Okay.
All he needs is a true number 1 receiver because Xavier Legette ain't it. He a number 2. He ain't a number 1.
So you're thinking they're gonna draft McMillan then?
I hope they do. That's my best option. I hope they do that. or give me your guy or give me your boy out of Ole Miss, even though he ain't projected to go in the first round. Trey Harris, huh?
Oh, he's not receiving. Okay.
Give me that, man. Give me that.
Okay, where does Jackson Dart fall then?
Oh, Jackson Dart. Man, that's a good question because Jackson Dart low key could go to. He can go at 9 to the Saints as well too. Or he may be one of the first ones in the second round. I mean, because I'm not gonna lie, man. A lot of these guys that do this for a living. Shout out to Louis Riddick. Louis Riddick, he put the over under at 2.5 quarterbacks being taken in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
And Louis Riddick is low key kind of never wrong or rarely wrong.
He said 2.5. He said
2.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
2.5. He put the over under at 2.5 going in the first round. So, I mean, you already got Cam Ward going, so
you need 3 quarterbacks to beat that.
I mean,
you would have to have Shedeur
exactly
and Dart.
Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, because when we was at the Senior Bowl, I think Jackson Dart probably had the biggest. I think Tez would agree with this. He had probably like the biggest, climbing like stock.
Really,
I didn't see Shedeur and Cam up close, but of all the other quarterbacks that I've seen up close, pretty much all the rest of them that's in this draft almost.
Jackson Dart.
They were at the Senior Bowl. Jackson Dart
was amazing, bro. Jackson Dart was amazing.
He's the first round talent.
What does
tight
one go? What does tight one go? Miro.
See,
I think this is
the
probably
Jets.
Warren.
Wait. You saying? Hold up, we got the pick in. Hold up.
Okay.
From Penn State. I had to guess.
Okay.
So the Jets get more on defense.
All right.
They go get more.
That's interesting, man. So now you have an opportunity to do as the Panthers. I probably would take Warren, bro. I probably would take Tyler Warren.
It should be line. His offensive tackle, the edge, receiver.
Either him or Will Johnson, probably. Will Johnson would be a good pick for the Panthers.
Will Johnson, you talking about the DB? Will Johnson?
Yeah.
Man,
but I think this is Tyler Warren. I think Tyler Warren helps you out in the pass game. He's a great blocker. He's a reliable target for Bryce Young.
I don't know if we need reliable. I think we need superstar.
The last time the Panthers were good, they had Greg Olsen.
We need super. Yeah, but you had Cam at quarterback.
So you don't believe in Bryce Young to that ability.
Yeah, he ain't Cam ability. I'm just being real. He ain't that.
No, I mean, who would you pick then?
I'm telling you, if it was me, just off of what I've seen, I'm taking McMillan or Trey Harris from Ole Miss. But Trey Harris is not. He wasn't graded out as a first round talent.
I'd probably take the tight end, bro. I haven't seen him drop passes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel what you're saying, Tez.
And you're getting a true utility player and a receiving threat. You're getting George Kittle.
I feel what you're saying. You starting to sell me on it, but I still feel like we need a superstar.
Tight end's a quarterback's best friend, man.
We still need
to get the ball out of his hand quick.
We still need a superstar. That's what we need.
He needs to get the ball out of his hand quick. And who's better to get the ball out of your hand quick than the dude that's 5 yards away from you?
Yeah, I feel what you're saying. But
they love him in Carolina, trust me.
We'll see what happens, I guess. Man, so the biggest surprise so far is Ashton Jeanty at 6 going to the Raiders, man. This is crazy. Man, let's take a look at the comments, man. Let's take a look, see what's going on in the comments.
Okay.
Hold on, let me go back up to where I stopped at. It said the Raiders. King Richard said Raiders pick Jeanty. JT said it was Ashton Jeanty. JT said I've been saying Sanders ain't first rounder. Whoa. Jay Flowers, what up, Mr. Light Skin? He said worst pick ever.
Worse? Which one was that? The Jeanty pick?
Talking about the Jeanty pick. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Auburn dad said, I'm telling you, New England, Green Bay, and Buffalo fans are committed going to games in iceberg. Yeah, man. Yeah, I don't know how they do it. It's too cold out there, bro. Like, how y'all do that, bro? That's
nothing else
ridiculous.
to do. So that's all you got.
He said RB's died at the hand of the Raiders. They ain't got no line. Shout out to Sharpshooters, man. Sharpshooter said not really. Most draft boys had him going there. Had him go. Oh, you're talking about had Genty going to the Raiders?
The Raiders.
Okay. Bijan went 8. Saquon went 2. Zeke went 4. All right. He said, I'm shocked. I mean, everyone had Sanders to the Raiders. Maybe the Cowboys get him as a backup. Yeah, that'd be a big drop if he goes to the Cowboys. But you know what? That would be a Jerry Jones move. If Shedeur Sanders is there when the Cowboys get ready to pick, do you think Jerry Jones is like, yep, let me go ahead and get Shedeur Sanders here?
I think I'm not gonna say the problem with Shedeur Sanders, but Shedeur Sanders and Cam Newton have the same kind of thing. It's like, they can't go to a franchise and be the backup. They can.
Agree.
But like as soon as the first pick get thrown, so whoever the starter quarterback, as soon as he throw the first pick, it's finna be push Shedeur in. It's like he cannot. He's not Jalen Milroe where you can see this guy going to a team, sitting behind somebody and developing and turning it into something. Like nah, you sit him behind the starting quarterback, and I'm not saying it's gonna be him, but the fans. The fan club, like they gonna be, oh man, you got to put Shedeur in.
Agree.
It's gonna be hectic.
Agree. Auburn dad said, sorry, Nick, Bryce ain't Cam, but I know that. I ain't gonna never see him say that. But that's the reason why we need a number 1 receiver in Carolina. Shout out to James Barnett. James Barnett said that. He agreed with me. He said, yeah. He said that's what we need. We need a number 1 receiver. Agree. We need that.
Is McMillan that guy?
I think Noah Fafita was okay with throwing it to him.
Okay.
I mean, and Noah Fafita, if he would have hit the portal, probably would have been one of the hottest names in the portal. Because I definitely thought definitely could have been at Auburn, bro.
So they showing Mills best available, and McMillan isn't on there.
He's not. They got Tyler Warren, the guy you talking about. And Jalen Walker, and shout out to Bubba. Bubba said looking like the Panthers are gonna take Jalen Walker. Excuse me, not Warren. Jalen Walker, Georgia, outside linebacker, edge coming in. So
that'll be a good pick.
Yeah, you can't go wrong on defense, but come on, man. How many college girlfriends are gonna be given a release after tonight? But that's funny.
Girl, I am loving this draft right now because my team is sitting at 11, and we are gonna have some options.
Oh, we got a number 1 receiver. I told you we needed a number 1 receiver in Carolina, and we got him. That's what it is. They was like, we need somebody to throw. We need him. We need somebody that can catch the ball from our franchise quarterback. And they just went and got him.
My franchise quarterback.
They just went and got him. That's what I'm talking about. Shout out to the Panthers. Now let's go get an offensive tackle. Let's go get an offensive tackle.
I was about to say, now you got to keep him upright.
Exactly.
Now this is gonna be interesting. Saints, what do they do?
So this is I'm telling you right here. This is the spot for Shedeur.
Okay.
Yeah, if he's not here, then he's gonna slide.
Look at that! Look! King Richard Panthers pick Matt Millen. Nick, I told you, Giants, we needed a number 1. I told you we needed a number 1. We got look at this right here. Speed, separation, go up and get the football. Right there, one hand that thing. I'm telling y'all, man, we got a number 1 receiver. Xavier, I like Xavier Legette, but he's not a number 1 receiver. He's not a number 1 receiver. He a number 2. Man, Miller number 1. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, he going up and getting that. Yeah. Boy, I'm telling y'all, man, I'm excited right now, man. I'm excited.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Who do the Saints pick, man?
That's a good question. This is the Shedeur pick right here.
Yeah.
This is the Shedeur pick.
Yeah.
This is the Shedeur pick. I'm telling you. This is the Shedeur pick. You right, man. Look, I'm hyped, bro. Cause the whole like y'all gotta understand, bro. Like I sat on here and said that Bryce Young was a top 10 quarterback.
Yep. You did say
But
that.
Bryce, I did, and I still believe that. But Bryce Young didn't have no weapons around him either, so I mean, he had no offensive line. But I'm telling you,
that prediction has say on it. That prediction has say on.
I'm telling you.
That's
Hey,
man.
listen. They starting to put some weapons around him. They actually got an offensive staff that believe in him. Even though, man, or at least
I
put some faith.
didn't see it. I didn't watch a lot of this guy. That's the only reason why I just can't. I don't know if he's number one receiver.
He's number one receiver, bro. He's number one receiver.
You think so?
He's number one receiver. He's number one. He's a solid. He's a solid. Like, okay, I put it like this: if you have a really good running game,
Mm-hmm.
can kind of get you down.
Right.
If you can dink and dunk, and then like you get him in the red zone, and you throw the ball up to him,
Yeah.
6 times, 7 times out of 10, he gonna come down with it. I mean, probably you look at him probably more as a possession guy, and Bubba, right? He ran like a 4.68, 4.69 at the combine.
Really?
He not fast. I'm just gonna be real. He not. I'll just hype. I just said it.
I think
But the thing is,
Tyler Warren had a faster 40.
He probably did. But this is it. I'm just gonna be real with you. I'm excited, man. He's a number one guy. He's a number one guy. You just gotta get the ball. You just gotta put the ball in his area. He's the kind of dude that has a catch radius to where it doesn't have to be an accurate pass.
Mm-hmm.
You just throw it in his area, he can go get it.
I think he's the best receiver in this draft.
Don't get me hyped. Please don't say that. Don't get me hyped by saying that.
This is not particularly like when you start looking at the receivers in this draft. It's not one of those years where you got a Julio Jones.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. You don't have that receiver in this draft. So, but I think he's the best receiver in this draft.
All right, here we go.
This
The
Saints
Saints.
should be
The
interesting,
Saints got
right?
the pick in. Now this, I'm just gonna be real. This is the Shedeur pick. If they don't pick Shedeur right here,
Mm-hmm.
Shedeur gonna fall to either the second or late first round.
They have the longest drought since picking a quarterback.
Goodness,
Drafted
the
a
Saints.
first round quarterback. Yeah. Like
Well, they could have.
1971, I
Oh,
think
this,
it was.
they look. I'm looking at their body language in the draft room. They look like they just called Shedeur and was like, "You ready to come to New Orleans?"
Yeah, he was moving.
Shedeur in New Orleans is that market where they'll love him down there.
It would. I mean, especially. I mean, you got to think about this too. Like to your point, like Zion ain't panned out yet. So if you get Shedeur in New Orleans with the football team,
Yeah.
man, Shedeur should, man.
And they friends with Wayne.
All right, here we go.
The New Orleans Saints select Kelvin Banks Jr.
Wow.
Oh,
Kevin Banks Jr.
But they got a run on tackles going right now, bro.
Yeah. He's a monster though. I mean, but listen. Okay, we got the Bears next, and then we have options. Like I did not think that we were gonna have options at this
What's the
pick.
next three? What's the next three? The Bears. Who's the next three?
Niners and Cowboys.
What?
Ooh. Then
They took an offensive tackle And Derek Carr potentially ain't even gonna play this year, bro.
So the Bears, the Niners, and the Cowboys.
I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, you got the
bro,
Bears.
I'm gonna try to hang in here to the Cowboys pick. God,
Bears,
come on, y'all. Speed it up.
Niners, Cowboys,
going off and everything.
Dolphins after them. The Colts, Falcons.
To be fair, man, those first round tackles end up having long careers in the NFL.
They do. Yeah. They do.
When you draft a good one, they with your team forever. Become staples on the offensive line. Yeah, man, that's a guy that I wouldn't mind us picking at 11. You know, with Trent Williams getting so old.
Talk about the Niners.
Yeah, Banks was a guy that I was like, hey, we could take him at 11. And I'd be satisfied with that. But now you can get a Jalen Walker, put him on the other side of Bosa.
I'm surprised nobody took him yet. I'm low-key surprised he has not been picked up yet, Jalen Walker.
Or we could get a Tyler Warren if they don't pick him and pair him with George Kittle.
Yo, they took Kelvin Banks Jr. from Texas.
Wow.
So they must be confident that Derek Carr gonna come back.
This pick is in already. Like, the picks are gonna go fast because players are falling.
Let's go.
Come on, Bears, don't do nothing stupid.
Do y'all think Shador go right here?
Nah.
To the Bears.
Not to the Bears. Not to the Bears. Because Caleb Williams though.
That's right. I forgot about Caleb Williams. You are correct.
I will tell you this now.
I forgot about Caleb Williams.
I will say this. Currently, right now, Brock Purdy is under contract negotiation.
Come on for the Niners. Man, stop.
Yes.
Stop.
I just want to throw that out there.
Stop.
I love Brock Purdy.
He's not going.
I'm just saying that Brock Purdy, this is a franchise his dad played for.
They would not have let Deebo Samuels walk if they weren't gonna pay Brock Purdy $250 off top.
That's true. I believe that.
They not about to bring him in Shador, bro. They literally told that man, all right, you can go ahead and see where you can go. That man was like, all right, I'm gonna go to Washington.
If it's one franchise that'll let him be himself,
the Niners.
Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan is he look at the production he gets out of some of the quarterbacks.
I feel you, but they not about to draft Shador, man.
No, they probably not.
They're not about to draft.
Just saying.
Okay, but what does that say if the Cowboys draft Shador though, man?
Oh, it's a money grab. I mean, I'm not gonna say a money grab.
We know that's a ticket. It's a ticket.
It's a ticket. Yeah, you selling a ticket. You selling
tickets.
I mean, because if you look at it,
but you're gonna have to play
who they got behind Dak? Trey Lance is behind Dak.
They got Trey Lance, and they just picked up. Then they picked up the guy from Tennessee. Not
if Jerry Jones drafts Shador in the first round, he's gonna be the quarterback by the end of the season.
I mean, okay.
That is like the ultimate writing on the wall for Dak Prescott.
What's left on Dak's? What's left on Dak's contract? Because
he just got a new contract, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to see. Like, what's left on his contract?
Yeah, a lot. He just got a new contract, bro.
Well, somebody will be quarterback.
It'll be like the Kirk Cousins thing last year, man.
Oh yeah.
All right, so here we go. So hold up, the pick in. We'll talk about that in a minute. Hold on.
Okay.
Picking. The pick is in, ladies and gentlemen.
Is with the McMichael family during this incredibly difficult time. Missy, please know.
Yo, Mongo.
Our thoughts and prayers. Mongo's remarkable contributions to the game and the community never be forgotten. His legacy will continue to inspire generations to come. 50 years ago, with the fourth pick in the 1975 NFL draft, the Chicago Bears selected one of Stephen Michael's teammates and closest friends, Walter Payton, running back of the state.
Sweetness.
17,000 yards and 110 touchdowns over 13 seasons, all with the Chicago Bears. Continues to honor Sweetness not only for his performance and excellence on the field, but also his commitment to give back to his community with the Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year Award. So with the 10 pick in the 2025
Let me go back to board him after that. That's the name. No, so he went and got somebody that he could go to Wall Street.
Wow. With Tyler Warren on the board?
That's interesting. That is interesting. That's an interesting. I agree with you that that's an interesting one. You take him over Tyler Warren. That's interesting. That is interesting. I'm just being real. But back to your point. So Dak signed in before the 2024 season. Dak signed a 4-year, $240 million deal with 129 guaranteed at signing, with a total guarantee of $231 million guaranteed. And so basically he has 25, 26, 27. And he has an out after in the 28 season. So his new deal kicks in this year. So 29 is when that'll be over with. Man, they tied to that. They tied to that for the next 4 years. That's a lot of money. They tied to that.
Okay, look like we making a pick. Oh,
yeah, these picks coming in really quick. These picks coming in like legit, really, really fast.
My God.
Not a lot of trades. I think the only trade we had was what the Jaguars traded up the 2 to get with the Browns, and the Browns took their 5th pick. That's it. Everybody else just drafting straight up. Man.
Kind of nervous about this one, man.
All right, so I'm gonna ask you the question. Who do you want?
Well,
besides Shadur, because it ain't gonna happen.
All of the O linemen are off the. I don't necessarily want Shadur, but all the O linemen are kind of off the board right now. Either Jalen Walker or you could go Tyler Warren. He wasn't expected to be available. You're in trade talks with George Kittle right now. I mean, you're in not trade talks, but contract negotiations with George Kittle. And man, if it's one person that could do something with 2 tight ends, it's Kyle Shanahan.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
you got
for sure.
You got 2 tight ends that both block and catch the ball. Like the creativity that he would be able to craft up with McCaffrey. Yeah, that's intriguing.
If McCaffrey don't stay hurt, if he don't stay hurt.
True. But I think he'd probably go Jalen Walker right here. Honestly, I wouldn't be mad if they traded at the pick.
He comes in and said that was a real lackluster top 10 draft. We told you that. We told you that.
Travis Hunter was that player that, you know what I'm saying? That was that superstar player. We didn't have that in this draft this time.
Yeah, for real. Look at tight in the draft in the chat. He said Milroe to Dallas.
Here you go. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, if you're gonna take Milroe, then you got to take Shadur. You know what I'm saying?
Sharp said, Ted's, you on the clock, man. You on the clock. All right. So let's talk about this. So DC, you asked a question earlier. Have you ever been to a draft party? Technically, no, I have not been. But when I was in college, one of my roommates was best friends with DJ Fluker.
Okay.
And so DJ Fluker he got drafted in the first round. And for some reason, he came back to Mobile. Like, why are you back in Mobile? I'm like, what's going on? Walk in the room, DJ Fluker is sitting in my living room.
Wow.
I'm like,
that's pretty cool, man.
I'm like, wait a minute, bro. What you? Like, I just saw you on TV, bro. What you doing? Like, what you doing? Like, yeah, man, I'm back in it, man.
That's cool, man.
That was kind of funny. That was kind of funny. That was interesting.
Did he have any of the money on him that he admitted he took from
Alabama?
So here's a funny story about that. So
his words, not mine.
This has nothing to do with that, but it was like we're gonna buy a pizza. They was about to buy a pizza, and I was like, all right, then cool. Let me give you my share of the pizza because we getting ready to go even on the pizza. He was like, nah, bro, you good. I'm
pizza,
like,
half of a pizza.
I was like, bro, like, cause when you in college, bro, everybody give equal. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's split. If 4 people gonna pay for something 4 ways, you pay your 4th or something like that. 2 of y'all, you gonna pay half. I'm sitting there like, bro, I'm a college student, bro. Yeah. Like, I'm like, all right, man, I'm still thinking that way. I'm like, the pizza ain't up like $20, so 4 people, $5.
Yeah.
You know? I'm like, all right, man, go my 5. He was like, nah, bro, you good. He's like, I'm good. We good. I'm like, all right, then, dude. I like,
run it.
What it
run
is.
It, bro. Run it.
I like $20 ain't nothing to you.
Yeah, run it, man. I'm gonna scoot out of here, fellas, man. I'll see y'all on the next one.
All right, then. Shout out to DC. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure y'all go subscribe over on Auburn Addicts with DC. Make sure y'all go over there and subscribe over there before you get up out of here, man. We appreciate DC so much for rocking with us, man. If you want to come on tomorrow, I'll be on here tomorrow for rounds 2 and 3.
Nick, Tez with the gold mic, man.
It's the Tez with the gold mic.
Stop coming on here with Tez, man. Don't put me on here with Tez, man.
Stop it.
Man, got a gold mic. All right, man. I'll holler at y'all, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, it's interesting.
He said, wait. So the Niners are draft. Okay, look. He said Sharp said the Niners drafting Shedeur.
He might be right. He probably looking at Twitter getting it first. But
yeah, I think he's probably looking at it on Twitter too.
Yeah.
He said Bubba said he just got the phone. The old man, he said he had to come down out that lovely pit.
It is Shanahan, bro.
So if they take Shedeur, what you want to do?
I don't know how I'm feel about that. Like, I think Shedeur is a good quarterback, good prospect, but I really like Brock Purdy.
Shout out to our service members.
Thanks.
Here we go. We about to find out.
I say we get a pass rusher, bro. There's somebody on the other side of Bosa. I say Jalen Walker.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised he didn't go top 10, to be honest with you.
The San Francisco 49ers select
Mykel Williams.
Georgia. Not mad at that. Said pass rusher, we get an edge rusher. Not mad at that at all.
Yeah, you can't be mad at that. That's a good one.
Nah.
That's a good one.
Not mad at that at all.
The man going from Atlanta to Santa Clara, California.
Yeah.
Man, change the time zones, bro. Shout out to him, bro. Shout out to him, man. Looking at these guys' lives change.
Bubba said that's Glock Purdy.
That's Glock Purdy. That's funny.
I agree, man. How dare I?
Oh, me,
funny,
man. Jay Flowers getting mad. He already getting up, boy. Shout out to Jay Flowers. Jay Flowers. So you must know they get ready to take Shedeur. You must know they gonna take Shedeur at 21.
Bro, explain to me this. Let me ask you this.
Uh-huh.
What do you think? How does a prospect go from potentially the first round, first pick
Mm-hmm.
in the draft, hands down, best quarterback in the draft,
Mm-hmm.
to sliding to now what is 12?
He ain't going to 12, bro. He probably gonna end up in the 20s. But this is
I
but
know.
this is but
That's
this is
what
the
I'm
thing,
saying.
though. This is the thing. Like if you go back and listen to Mel Kiper. Mel Kiper at the beginning of the season last year was like Shedeur Sanders would be a top 3 pick. And he was looking at it from the lens of like, you see what he's doing. This guy is a top 3 surefire pick. But the problem is when teams have time to actually sit down and analyze your play on the field, the mechanics and everything like that, and they start nitpicking apart, that's when they start figuring out, yeah, he not up here. So we could probably, if this happened, then we could probably get him here. Like they're always trying to find ways to not draft you as high as possible. You know what I'm saying? And so they probably looked at his tape and was like, we can probably, oh, here we go, Cowboys.
Please get Shedeur. I just want chaos.
Tyler Booker.
Not bad pick at all.
It's not a bad pick at all.
And Jerry's consistent with old linemen in the first round.
Yeah, he is. Very true. Very true. But yeah, back to the Shedeur point. I mean, you look at that and you sit there and you looking at it like the more that they nitpick at his tape, and then the more that these narratives come out about, whoa, now man go. Let that man go, man. You can't go on stage with him. You can't go on the stage.
He happy for him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He happy for him though. Shout out to him. But and he going to Dallas too. Shout out to Dallas, man. Yeah. Dallas is low key a dope. Hey, if y'all ain't never been past on I-35 between Fort Worth, because technically the Dallas Cowboys are in Fort Worth, Texas, which is like 20-25 minutes away from Dallas. If you never been by AT&T Stadium, they call it Jerry's World, please just ride by it, because I'm telling you, it's amazing. It's amazing. You see it all the way from the interstate. Amazing. Great.
Yeah, I don't think there's ever been a player in the history of drafts that was upset they got drafted to Dallas.
Nah, man, Dallas dope, man. Dallas is dope, bro. Dallas is a dope city. Like Dallas is a dope city, bro. I mess with Dallas.
I like. We start seeing some trades now, man.
I hope so, because and this right here is the one that's interesting to me. Miro decided to come to the draft, so he must have gotten some intel.
Yeah, he was gonna be a first round pick.
But yeah, saying that some team was more than likely gonna trade back in and try to get him probably late in the first round, because I don't want to see him get Geno. Because Geno ended up going to the draft. It didn't get drafted in the first round, but he got drafted like the second pick of the second round when he was in the draft. I just don't want to see that. I don't want to see that happen to any player that goes to the draft when they get invited.
So does that same team pick Milroe if Shedeur Sanders is still on the board? Because that's the thing about the draft. It's like you have a plan until it starts and you realize who's up on the board.
Hold on. You're right, King. You're right. They are in Arlington. I'm sorry. But what you got to understand, Fort Worth and Arlington literally like right there by each other. They really are like right there by each other. Shout out to King for getting me right on that one.
Right.
You're right. But they literally like Arlington and Fort Worth is like right next to each other. They really are like right next to each other. You got Fort Worth, Arlington, then Dallas. Right there on 35. They literally like, so my bad. I'm mixing up. But my bad, Chase. Go with what you said now.
I don't know. What was I saying?
You saying like, do you? I think you said, do you take Milroe even if Shadeur's still on the board?
Yeah. Because that's what happens at drafts. Is like, you may have a plan for a player, but then all of a sudden there's a player that you didn't expect to be there. They are now.
It's a good question.
So do you take that player or do you take the player that you scouted the entire time?
Well, we just saw that everything that we read was that the Giants did the most homework on Shedeur Sanders. And guess what happened? They end up picking Abdul Carter at 3.
Right.
So I'm sitting here and I'm like, man, I don't know anymore, bro. I don't know anymore. I'm gonna be real with you. Would I do it? Would I do it? Probably not.
I don't see any of the teams that's left in the first round needing a quarterback per se.
Okay, so let's look. We got the Dolphins, the Colts. The Colts potentially.
The Colts maybe, yeah.
The Colts, because it looks like Anthony Richardson. The Anthony Richardson project is not panning all the way out like they wanted to. The Falcons, no.
I think that Indianapolis is more of a candidate for Jalen Milroe than Shedeur Sanders.
Agree. I mean, would you say the Cardinals? I mean, how much faith do you think they have in Kyler Murray?
And they gotta have faith in him to put up with some of the stuff.
That's true too. That's true.
They love Kyler Murray in Arizona.
That is true. I mean, then you have the Bengals. They definitely not getting nobody. Seahawks, they just got old buddy that was at the Vikings last year. The Bucks got former number 1 overall pick. Jesus Christ, what's his name? Baker Mayfield. Broncos got Bo Nix. The next one is the Steelers. The Steelers don't have a quarterback.
Gotta be Steelers. There's only one that's left.
Yeah, you're looking at the Colts and you're looking at the Steelers. And then you see the Chargers, no. Packers, no. Vikings, JJ McCarthy. They still go with JJ McCarthy. Texans, no. Rams, no. Ravens, no. Lions, no. Washington, Bills, Chiefs, Eagles, no. So I don't know.
We talked about a lot about Milroe to the Steelers. Now, the Steelers is one of those teams that probably didn't think Shedeur would be available right now.
Now, if you listen to a lot of the pundits, within the past couple of days, like starting Tuesday, you started hearing people start saying the Steelers were a team that was in play for Shedeur.
Okay.
You started hearing that around Tuesday. You started hearing that. I don't know, man, because I still think, I'm gonna be real, man. Could the Browns trade back in and could they trade back in and get a quarterback?
Browns could very well do that.
I mean, the Jets got what's old buddy name, man? These names be slipping my mind. But he was at the Steelers last year. He at the Jets now. Could the Saints trade back in and go get a quarterback?
I don't know. I don't know what kind of assets the Saints got.
That's a good question. I mean, I'm just looking at this like, do the Giants trade back in and get a quarterback? I mean, you looking at the Giants, the Browns, and the Saints that could potentially trade back into the first round.
The Giants could probably trade back in. Yeah, it's interesting, man.
It's interesting.
But if Shedeur is taken by the Seattle Seahawks, and if the Giants or somebody like that would have traded back in, I think Jackson Dart comes into play more than Milroe.
That's an interesting one. That's a good question.
If you're trading into the first round for a quarterback,
that's a good question.
I think you probably would want to take it.
Does someone trade up to get Sanders? I don't think nobody going. I don't think nobody's going to trade up to get Shedeur. I think they're going to let if he's there when when that team get ready to pick, I think they're gonna take them at that spot.
Yeah.
But the Dolphins got a pick
But
in.
Pittsburgh doesn't have a need, like, because they looking ahead and they see like, oh, it's quarterbacks all in front of me, so like they don't have to trade up to get them.
Exactly. Kenneth Grant.
So now you have a lot of players available. Will Johnson is still out there.
James Barnett
Walker
said,
is still out there.
Jay Barnett said, fellas, who's the next QB called to be called and which team will pick? I'm gonna still rock with Shadur, and I'm gonna go Shadur at 21 to the Steelers. I mean, because that's I mean, if I'm just being from what I've been watching and hear from these guys that are pundits, it seems as if that's the move. Shadur to the Steelers. That's what it looks like it's gonna be at 21. Unless the Giants or the Browns or the Saints decide they want to trade back in and get them before that.
Yeah, Bubba said Warren to the Colts. I was thinking the same thing.
Bubba getting this thing quick. He getting it very fast.
Man, I think that's a steal at 14. I'm very high on Tyler Warren, by the way. I love a versatile tight end, bro.
Is he the next great tight end in the NFL?
I think he's one of those guys.
Okay.
A willing blocker like that, you know what I mean? And then you got to think of all the positions he lined up at.
Mm-hmm.
What you getting in that kid is invaluable. Real high on him. That'd be a good pickup for the Colts. Even though the Colts could go quarterback, like we talked about. Like,
they could.
Man,
That is true.
Anthony Richardson is Anthony Richardson.
That is true. Bro, you 13. You just said we 13 picks in the draft, bro. We got 19 more to go. We got to speed this up. Do y'all remember? Y'all remember when the draft was just Saturday and Sunday? Do y'all remember that? Oh my God. They used to do like the first 4 rounds or first 3 rounds on Friday. And they used to be going until like 1 o'clock in the morning. And then they had to be back at like 12 noon to finish the draft. Man, shout out to the NFL for making this a 3-day event. Because goodness. I'm looking at this. I'm saying, could the Colts draft Shadur? I doubt it, but
I think it's Tyler Warren though. You got to start looking at those corners, man. Will Johnson, some of those secondary players.
There you go, Tyler Warren.
Out there.
Tyler Warren. Yep,
it's a great pickup.
That's a good pickup. Who could be throwing him the ball?
He could be throwing the ball. He could be throwing the ball. Atlanta Falcons.
6'5", 256.
Yes.
Look
at this highlight tape.
Yeah.
It's gonna be teams mad they passed up on this kid.
Yeah, the Drew Allen took too long to get him the ball though. Bubba said, oh wow, one-handed. Okay then. Bubba said AR-15 would he said AR-15 would at least to attempt to get him the ball.
Lined up at Wildcat quarterback, outran everybody.
So is this the Swiss Army knife? Nah, that's not him. That's Travis Hunter. He got to be a close second though.
He just threw a touchdown pass.
He did. You got a point. He did. Yeah, that's nice right there. But see, that's the thing. Like, if you like, I agree with you, Tez. If you can get a tight end that's athletic enough to block, and a tight end that can go up and catch a football in the middle of the field, that's an invaluable asset. And that's why I'm hoping Auburn could potentially get Xavier Tiller or Caden Prothro, because Tiller is what 6'4", Prothro is 6'6", and Prothro is I like Caden Prothro because he reminds me of that tweener type, receiving tight end that can go up in the middle of the field, catch the ball, chip if need be. So having a tight end like that, it's a mismatch problem as well too. So
Atlanta's still on the clock. I don't know what they thinking about, bro.
They might be
if you don't get Jalen Walker, hometown kid,
they might trade this pick out. If they trade this pick out, and I'm gonna put it like this: if Atlanta trades this pick out, and I see
then Shadour's
Giants
coming off the board,
exactly. If I see that, and I see the Giants, Saints, or the Browns, yeah, that's Shadour all day. That's Shadour all day. So, man, this is gonna be interesting to see, bro. It's gonna be interesting to see. Arbor Dad said, man, the biggest narrative today will be the fall of Prime Son, not who gonna pick 1st through 10 or even 1st through 32. That's you got a point there, because it seems as if that's what they were trying to make the narrative all week leading up to the draft, was how far will he slide. Kind of hate it for him though, man. I hate this for Shadour.
Yeah. So that's what I was saying, is like, how does one go from first round, first pick to potentially late round first pick?
Man, it's just
without playing a game. I might.
That's crazy.
Well,
the thing is,
playing the game,
he didn't really do much during the offseason. He didn't throw at the combine. He didn't do any of the combine stuff. I mean, they had the showcase at Colorado. I don't know if you consider that a pro day. So he had a throwing session there. But besides that, I mean, he really didn't do anything, all off season. So I don't know. Tyler will he said Tyler Warren will keep Anthony Richardson in the lead. Okay. He said, y'all don't remember the Aaron Rodgers fall? Yeah, I do. I remember Aaron Rodgers fall. But was Aaron Rodgers
49ers fan?
Was he considered to be like a surefire top 5 pick though? Because there was a lot of other people in that draft. It was a lot of the quarterbacks.
He was projected to be at the top of the draft. We picked the 49ers picked Alex Smith.
Yeah, they did.
Over Aaron Rodgers.
They did.
I think that had we picked Aaron Rodgers, Alex Smith would have slid like that too.
Yeah.
It just that way it fell after that pick. There was no need for a quarterback from the rest of those teams. I think that's kind of what Shadour is going through now. Is like all of these teams have quarterbacks, so he's sliding to potentially the Steelers at 20.
He was considered the first overall pick. He was considered to be the first overall pick in that draft.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy.
It was between him and Alex Smith.
Yeah, I remember that whole narrative between him and Alex Smith because they both were California kids or something like that.
Right.
Something like that. Like one went to Cal and one went somewhere else. So
we regret that to this day.
Oh man. I feel that, bro, but bro did enough in his collegiate career. Yeah, no. I feel you. Shadour definitely did. He did enough to he did enough to warrant himself to be drafted higher than where he at now. Now we can discuss the jersey retirement situation. That's a different discussion. But to the point of the draft, yeah, I agree with you. But yeah, he just mentioned it. He said it's looking like Aaron Rodgers. He literally just said that. Yeah, Will Johnson ain't got off the board yet. Interesting, man. This is interesting. Aaron was widely considered the number 1 pick heading to that draft. Ooh.
Yeah, there was.
We know. That is Man. Shout out to Kendall, man. Shout out to Kendall for that quote, for that comment, man. Shout out to our guy Kendall. Bust up, perfect timing. Ain't that his song? Ain't the name of his song? Perfect timing. Bubba said if Shedeur had Ward's arm talent, he would have been number one. It's all about his lack of arm talent and the athletic traits. Yeah, I see what you're saying about the arm talent part, but Shedeur know how to win, though. He does know how to win, man. Yeah, he know how to win, bro. Well, at least his past season, he showed us he can win on the FBS level. It's not about how high you go; it's about the right place. That is very true. Very true. Very true.
Facts.
Each year the teams. Shout out to Kendall. Kendall said each year the teams he was on got better. It was no decline. Yes. You right there, man. Going to the Steelers. Yeah, I think that's where he gonna end up going. I think he gonna end up at 21 unless somebody trade back up trade back in and get it. So I don't know.
Let's see here.
Yeah, this is gonna be interesting to see what Atlanta does. So they said to pick in. Let's see what's happening. I told you they're across the street in their homes. I told you, like, if you ever go, look at this. That's the stadium. And literally across the street is somebody just house.
Yeah, chilling.
Bruh. This is crazy. It's dope. It's dope. Now, don't get it twisted. It's dope, but bruh. Perfect timing.
Atlanta must have been trying to trade out of this pick.
I think they
taking
was.
them a while.
Somebody was trying to trade up, and I feel like somebody was trying to trade up, and that would have sit with Shedeur all day. Armdad said, "Man, Huggy bro, gonna be sad if the Steelers get." Oh man, I hope not, man. Shout out to the Huggy Beard, the legend of Sweet Sugar Bear Williams. There you go. He ain't gotta go that far.
Hometown kid, man. Yeah. It was right there in your lap. They probably did not expect him to be there.
Yeah. At 15? Yeah.
At 15.
That's true.
They probably very happy about that.
He ain't gotta go that far either.
I mean, the jerseys he gonna sell?
Yes, bro. He ain't gotta go that far at all. He is at the house.
Yeah, they ecstatic about that, I'm sure.
Tim the Tool Man Taylor said, "Who picking the young phenom Peyton Thorne?" Hey, the Pittsburgh Steelers gonna pick Peyton Thorne. That's what go get Peyton Thorne. The Pittsburgh Steelers. He going to the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's where he going. I wonder how Huggy gonna feel about that. That's gonna be funny, man. Oh man, it's gonna be funny.
You think the Steelers or the only reason I look at the Steelers and Shedeur, and it's kind of like B Sharp said about fit. The Steelers is a really buttoned up organization.
They really are. They really are.
Shedeur Sanders is a lot.
Is he though, or are those just the highlights we see all the time?
Well, I mean, I'll put it like this: Deion Sanders is a lot. I take that back. I don't know what Shedeur Sanders is without Deion. I know for a fact that Deion Sanders is a lot.
Okay,
and he's earned the right to be that.
Okay.
So, and the Steelers are a very buttoned up organization. It'd be interesting to see how that fits.
Okay,
but I think if you can ball out, I don't want nobody to care.
I ask you this question: if he does, shout out, before I get to that, he said reports say Tomlin's a big fan of Shedeur. Yes, that's what's up.
Probably is.
Jay Flower said, if the Steelers get Peyton Thorne, I'm done. but I'm not. That's the reason why I said it, because I know Jay Flowers is a Steelers fan, and I know Huggy one too, and I know Tight one. So if you get they get paid Thorne, they gonna be mad. What?
Is that Payne Thorne doesn't have any tangibles or intangibles? That's funny, man.
Well, y'all hating on young Payne Thorne, man. Y'all hating on young Payne Thorne. Payne Thorne is a coach's kid. What y'all talking about, man? That man gonna get a chance.
So
but for real though, I'm gonna tell you what I think Payne Thorne gonna end up playing. I think Payne Thorne gonna probably end up playing for like the Michigan Panthers, the St. Louis Battlehawks. Like I think his path to the NFL is probably gonna be through the UFL.
Right.
I'm just being real.
Here's the thing about Payne Thorne.
Mm-hmm.
How smart is he? Because there is value in being a smart quarterback in the NFL. I'm telling you, a lot of people, we talk about this all the time when we see these big name quarterbacks that don't have jobs, but other trash quarterbacks do. It's not because they're talented. It's because they can run the system. They are smart. When I put my backup quarterback in, I don't have to teach the other 10 people on the field to do something different. No matter what system I run. This is why, just name some career backup quarterbacks.
Let's go. Brad Johnson. You won a Super Bowl.
Well, I was about to say none Super Bowl winning backup quarterback.
Okay. Let's see. What's your boy? What's your boy with the beard that was at the Jaguars?
Fitzy.
Huh?
Fitzy, Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, Ryan Fitzpatrick. Yep.
Right. Now he's a baller though.
Yeah.
He's a baller. Yeah. But to his credit, he's extremely smart. Like I think where did he go to school at? He went to an Ivy League school, right? Ryan Fitzpatrick is extremely smart.
I missed your comment, Auburn. Let me see. Hold on. Let me go back up in the chat. Hold up. Did I miss it? Wait a minute. So I got Tight right here. I always worry about a person being drafted close to home. Okay, right back to that Auburn dad. He said, Payne Thorne going to be Mr. Irrelevant. He going to give it all. He going to give it all to God and MSU. My bad, Auburn dad. I don't know how I missed that. Man. Shout out to Auburn dad. That's good. He said, you missed my comment. You missed my funny comment. Jay Flowers said, the UFL? For real? I mean, no, I'm for real. This is being real. Like, that might be the way he get to the league, bro. Like, if he goes to the UFL and tear it up in spring football in the UFL, he potentially can get a roster spot in the NFL. He could.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true, Bubba.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Like those quarterbacks, bro.
That man said Tight said Payton start over in JUCO. What? Oh man. Jay Flower said Tez is not how smart. Oh, we got a pick. We got a pick coming in for the Cardinals. Ooh. Now, I will admit, I'm gonna admit this, ladies and gentlemen. When I saw Walter Nolan at the Senior Bowl, I said, man, he looks smaller in person. I literally said it. I was like, this dude looks smaller in person.
Yeah, until he walked by us up close, and I was like, nah, this dude's put together.
I was sitting back, I was like, what?
Walter Nolan was projected to slide into the second round by some mocks.
Really?
Yeah, he was late. Some had him late first, early second.
Here's the thing. Do you think Walter Nolan could be that type of defensive tackle that could anchor the defensive line for the Cardinals?
Man, I think that Walter Nolan with the Cardinals is going to play early and is going to I think he's going to have a great season.
Is he an all-pro? Is he an all-pro in the NFL?
He can be.
Okay.
If he's sometimes he's a little lazy, but
yeah.
But bro, when he has it on, he's unblockable.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're showing it.
Yeah,
those are
he just
NFL
said it.
plays.
He didn't see it consistently. That's the thing.
Yeah,
He took
those are
plays
NFL
off.
plays.
Here's the thing about Watson Nolan. He reminds me of Nick Fairley.
Mm.
Like when Nick Fairley decided to play, like actually play
Only on third down.
when Nick Fairley was like, "Yeah, you not when I'm about to come out here and play for real." Like he was unblockable. Like he was the best defensive player in the country. But when he decided to, kind of take a little, break here, kind of just get through it and things, stuff like that, he was just like, all right, it is what it is. But when his mind, when it clicked on, it was a different beast. He's a different beast.
Yeah.
Wait. Is this true? He said Nick Mobile has a larger population than Green Bay by almost 80,000. Wow.
I can believe that.
It is believable. You got a point there. Okay, so you said wait. I think you said the population in Green Bay was 105. I think Mobile is like 190 or something like that. So yeah, that's right. So if that's the case, then Mobile can have a NFL team. Thing is, will the city support it though?
Like, man, I'm telling you, like the marketing. If I was a kid, I want to go to Colorado, bro.
I'm good.
I'm just saying, like, I see what they're doing. There's no other school that's marketing or has a commercial or anything during this draft.
Yeah, you got a point there.
All those kids are watching this draft to see where players are going. Exactly. And the only school that they see being advertised is the Colorado Buffaloes. Like that marketing team is amazing.
It's kind of like how it was with Nick Saban. Every time Nick Saban did an interview on ESPN, or
Nick Saban was winning.
And yeah, he was winning too. But then you also look at it and you look like Nick Saban. I think Nick Saban was like one of the first coaches in the modern era, especially like in the late 2010s, to have like that kind of go inside the program thing so people can actually see what's going on.
Right.
And that was a recruiting tool for them as well. So
yeah.
When you have a coach that understands the media and can use the media to his advantage,
man.
I mean, he didn't have to recruit as much because everybody saw they saw the University of Alabama all the time. And
yeah. The only difference I would say is he came like he earned that off the backs of winning.
Yeah.
This is just who Deion is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I say that about Deion. There's some people that if they weren't famous, like if Deion wasn't good at football, he'd be famous for something.
Agree.
Like he's that personality, like that confidence that he has does not come from the fact that he's good at football.
Agree.
Like he was born with that.
Agree. Oh yeah, we watching it on ESPN, King. We're watching it on ESPN.
Oh, he said ABC hasn't shown any Colorado commercial. That's
yeah, he didn't. Yeah, he said they haven't shown any Colorado commercial. Yeah, we watching it on ESPN. Yeah.
Well, who owns college football now?
Yeah, I think it's ESPN, NFL Network, and ABC. Are all airing the draft.
I don't know what I think I'm watching ESPN.
Bubba is projecting Shamar Stewart to the Bengals. We're gonna see what's popping. We're gonna see what happens.
He's one of those players that, man, there's gonna be some pass rushers come tomorrow. That I don't know if you're gonna be confident in that pick if you draft him right here.
Talking about Shamar Stewart.
Yeah, I mean, I don't get me wrong. He flashed. He's a monster, but like tomorrow, there's gonna be some pass rushes in those rounds that you're gonna be like, man, some first round talent, I think.
But see, that's the thing though. They may do that because they did tell Trey Hendrickson that he can go out and find a draft. I mean, find a team if they can find a trade for him because he's trying to get that Myles Garrett money. So Trey Henderson.
When is the
Say it again.
I'm saying, when is the secondary gonna start coming up the board?
That's a good question because we haven't seen any cornerbacks besides Travis Hunter go. Like we've seen quarterback, wide receiver, DB, which was Travis Hunter, edge, offensive tackle, D line, running back, D tackle, wide receiver, offensive tackle, tight end, edge, offensive line, defensive tackle, tight end, edge, D line. No secondary. No secondary has went yet. There it is.
Mark Stewart. The big dude.
There you go.
I was about to say, he does look. It is a big dude.
That's a big guy.
Talk about an edge rusher.
That's a big guy in a green suit.
He look like he's about serious business too.
About that action, boss. All right, so coming up next, we got the Seahawks at 18, we got the Bucks at 19, the Broncos at 20, and potentially Shedeur at 21. So we are 1, 2, 3, 4 picks away from a potential Shedeur Sanders being drafted.
Yeah.
This is wild. If Shedeur Sanders does not get drafted, if he does not get drafted at 21, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Said the wide receiver class is weak in this. Is the wide receiver class weak in this draft?
I'd say so.
I mean, yeah.
Who's the top receiver?
Yeah, McMillan was the top receiver.
Who's second?
Second would probably. I mean, bro, I'm still a Trey Harris fan. I'm still a Trey Harris guy, bro.
Honestly, the second receiver is probably Beck.
Oh, talking about Jack Besh?
Yeah, out of TCU. He might be the second receiver off the board.
But see, the thing about it is, man, Trey Harris would have been in that conversation, man, but he got hurt. He missed like 3 games this past season. Trey Harris was on track, bro. He would have had almost a 1,800 yard season if he would have got hurt. Man, I'm mad about that, bro. Well, I know he's not second. I know he ain't second sharp. I know he ain't second. I said in my eyes he is. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying I know he ain't the second in the draft, but based on the standards and stuff, I'm just saying looking at his season last year, if he wouldn't have got hurt, he would have had a big year going into the draft, and he probably would have been rated higher. But somebody gonna get him as a good value pick, and they're gonna realize how good he is. All right, so far we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 SEC guys that go in the first round.
So second pick maybe Burden. I forgot about Luther Burden.
You're right. We did forget about Luther Burden.
And a Mecca too from Ohio State.
Forgot about him.
So he probably is second. I would say.
To my McMillan.
I would say a Mecca. Probably second. I'd say he's probably second.
Who you talking about?
Off the
who left ESPN? Who you talking about? And so the Seahawks pick is in. So we waiting to see what happens there.
Yeah, they got to pay some bills first.
Shannon Sharp. Yeah, he stepped away for personal reasons. Said he'll be back. He said he'll be back at the beginning of NFL preseason. So all prayers to Shannon Sharp.
Shannon need a lifestyle change.
All prayers to Shannon Sharp.
You wild and okay, I'm not saying I don't know who's at fault. I'm not saying that, but I'm just
You're right,
saying,
bro. You're right.
You gotta put yourself in good situations out here in the streets.
I don't know.
That's all I'm saying.
All prayers to Shannon Sharpe and what he got going on there. Because it's low key. I mean, you know what, bro? It was like when I heard it, bro, I was like, man, like, come on, like really, no, really, no.
And it keep happening. It's like Chris Rock. It's like on Chris Rock, that Chris Rock special when he was like, "That's like another kid showing up at Michael Jackson." Like, come on, Mike, another kid. That was a horrible joke.
Great Sables, North Dakota State.
They're drafting need. That's the thing. A lot of these teams, boy, they get players in there. They evaluate them.
Yeah.
And they pick their guys.
Yeah, man. I'm just saying, man. I'm telling you, man. Yeah, man. Shout out to I was watching I forgot. It was Dion Brooks. He was like, man, ain't nothing wrong with being freaky, man. But come on, dog. What you doing, bro?
Wilding, bro. Like, come on.
Oh man, it was just high. It was hilarious. But hey, it'll all work out for Shannon, man. It'll all work out for him.
I hope so.
He'll be all right. He'll be good.
He gotta learn how to curb his appetite. Boy, you gotta type and everything. Like, it's
God.
You're a wild boy, man. Shannon.
Great Zabel. Shout out to King. King said he remember he was at the Senior Bowl. They said he was one of the best O linemen there.
Yeah.
Yep. I remember that name. I remember that name too. I remember him. I remember that name. Yeah, you're right. You're right, James. You're right, James. Never underestimate the talent from the smaller schools. Yeah, especially North Dakota State, man. Especially when that's a powerhouse in the FCS program in the FCS ranks, man. So yeah, I'm never doubt it. Yeah, a lot of talent come from smaller schools. Jerry Rice came from Mississippi Valley State. Walter Payton, he came from
Shannon Sharpe.
Came from Savannah State. You know what I'm saying? Michael Strahan came from HBCU. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a lot of talent at these smaller schools, man, and the HBCUs. He wanted to freak harder than he wanted in 1 minute. Come on, tight. tight. He said NDSU went before Shadur. Interesting. I have a feeling we about to hear Shadur Sanders' name in the next 3 picks.
Yeah, it's just need, man. I think it's just need.
Yeah, I have a strong feeling. But the thing about it is, like, let me look this up real quick because I want to see how much money was lost
between
pick
a lot
to 20
million.
Like, I'm trying to see this. Like, that's the question right there.
Guaranteed money too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So,
but this is a kid who's rich already.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true too. That is true. You got a point there. So, the first overall pick, his total value for his rookie contract is going to be $48 million, right at $48.7 million. So, from number 1 all the way down to being the 21st pick, goes from 48.7 to 17.9 million in total value.
Wow, it's almost over half.
That's a big jump.
About 60% pay cut.
That is a big jump. Like, the 32nd pick is guaranteed 14.6 overall. So you looking at that number and you saying, wow, that is a big jump. Travis Hunter's at 46.5. Genty was what, number 6? Genty is at 35.8. If he would have went at 9, if he would have went at 9,
Yeah.
27.6. So even from 9 to 21 is almost a $10 million difference.
Yeah. So like, I mean, he's rich. I give you that, but you talking about $25 million is $25 million.
That's still a lot of money,
you
bro.
got. Yeah, like
that's a lot of money, bro.
Yeah, I know he rich, but golly.
That's still a lot of money. 25 million is still a lot of money, bro. What J Mac going, y'all? Third, man. Nah, it seems as if he potentially talking about Jalen McLeod, more likely 6th, 7th round from what I've been seeing. Bubba said that man old enough for Social Security. He gotta act like this. Don't worry, he has a Bentley and Rolex watches. He will play for a discount. Next contract is most important. That is true.
That's true. That next contract.
If he balls out on this rookie contract, he'll definitely get 200 plus, almost $300 million. He'll definitely get that. Yep, Steve McNair, Alcorn State. That is true. He was at Alcorn State. Kendall said it's different when that's money you were born with. Come on, fellas. I mean, yeah, he's rich. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 25 million is still a lot of money. Like the money that he would have gotten, like from being a top 3 pick to being at 21, that is a big drop. That is a big drop. He said someone give Shannon a map to the bunch. Man, stop, man. Stop.
I'm thinking James.
Wait, hold on. Kendall. Come on, Kendall. So you saying 25 million to them is nothing to them?
Bro, $25 million is 25.
That's a lot of money, Kendall. Come on, Kendall.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jamel Armstead. I think she's giving us breaking news right here. I think she's saying what? I think she's saying, "Whoa,
is that true?
You're to Tampa." Wait a minute now. Hold up.
Is that true?
I think we might be behind her. her.
That's interesting if true.
Said who was the highest Auburn draft? Well, all time is gonna be either Bo Nix or Cam because Bo Nix went 1. I mean, Bo Nix went 1 to the Bucks, but he didn't end up going. But then Cam went 1 to the Panthers.
Yeah.
Oh, woo!
Emeka
Egbuka.
So I was right about that. He's the second one off the board.
So now he has Emeka Egbuka to throw to, and he has Mike Evans.
To
throw to. He got 2 good receivers to throw to down there in Tampa Bay.
Well, I mean, if you're Emeka, who else do you want to get like come up under than Mike Evans? Perennial 1,000 yard. If you could have a Mike Evans career, you'd be very happy.
Well, look at this dude, bro. Like he got 2 big receivers to throw the ball to, bro.
Man, that's another thing. Like, a lot of people were talking about
Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and Emeka Egbuka. Shout out. Yeah, Bubba, that is insane. That's insane.
A lot of people were talking about high on Smith, man, but I'm just telling you, a lot of the reasons why it was tough for them is because you had Emeka on the other side. It's not many teams that could line up 2 receivers like that.
Very true. Jay Flower said no in this draft. Who will be? Oh, I think it's gonna be KLS. I think KLS is gonna be it's gonna either be KLS or Jarquez Hunter. One of those 2.
It's probably Jarquez. I would say Quez. I don't know. KLS is an interesting one too.
I mean, he almost had a 1,000-yard season on a bad team. On what people consider to be a bad team. So
and then it's Auburn too, bro. Like if he'd put up those same numbers at Penn State, he probably would be like projected to be a 2nd-round pick or something.
Yeah. I'm curious to see who the Broncos get. Do you think the Broncos go out and get a receiver here?
Probably. Or
do they go defense?
You got Will Johnson out there that you could possibly try to pair with Patrick Surtain.
Yep.
You got James Pierce Jr.
Yep, from Tennessee. Yep.
Yeah. They have a lot of options, bro.
So it might be Quiz. He can't last in the NFL. You give him a chance. I think he gonna ball out. Marion Hampton. Yeah. That's a good name too. Yeah. So I mean, if you the Broncos, do you go get another offensive weapon to go to help your young quarterback in Bo Nix? Or do you go defense?
I don't know, man. I kind of like what Bubba's going with Marion Hampton. If you can get a running back, you can get Bo Nix a running game. That's just as good as getting him a receiving target. Will Johnson and Patrick Surtain just said that, B Sharp. Yeah. That's intriguing. That's probably an option that them sitting at 20 did not think that Will Johnson would be there.
You got Patrick Surtain, what the best corner in the league, and then you got Will Johnson, one of the best cornerbacks in the draft. Man, you get that right there. You got 2 lockdown corners on the same team, man. That's a big one.
One of them a rookie contract.
Yeah. And then the thing about it is, like you said, rookie contract. Yeah. And if you get him at 20, I mean, that's $18 million at 20. So said Quiz is at least staying on the roster for special teams. He is a good kick coverage guy and can return too. Yep. Yeah. The thing is, man, I want to see that man get an opportunity to run the ball in the NFL.
Yes.
Because I feel like once Jarquez Hunter actually get the opportunity, if a team gives him the opportunity, and he gets the man, it's over with, bro. He get the opportunity, it's over with.
I want to see him run the ball in a running back friendly system. Now, even though our system was, you could say it was running back friendly, but he's always had to fight for yardage.
Yeah.
Just the minimum yardage. I want to see him play in a system where he, is at the second level.
Pittsburgh.
Without any contact. Yeah, Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh does a good job of that.
Pittsburgh would be perfect. No, I'm not saying right here at 21. They're not gonna draft
no, not
but I'm saying, Pittsburgh 4th, 5th round, they see Jarquez Hunter sitting there. They were like, yeah, let's take a chance. Let's see this happen.
I feel like at Auburn, we didn't get to see the best of what he could have been for real.
Nah, we did not. We did not. We were deprived.
Yeah.
So far, man, to be honest with you, this has been a very, defensive draft, but it's been a lot of guys in the trenches, like edge, offensive tackle, D tackle, offensive tackle.
That's where the game is won.
Yeah, offensive line, D tackle. How much of that you think that has to do with what the Eagles did in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, well, it probably has a lot to do with that. I think that this draft is just defensive heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of corners. There's a lot of D linemen. It's a lot of linebackers in this draft. There's quite a few running backs too. Receivers, not so much. O-linemen, I don't know where it kind of falls, but this is a very defensive heavy draft.
Yeah. Oh, we forgot about Matthew Golden at wide receiver too.
Yeah, from Texas.
Yeah. This I don't know, man. I ain't gonna say this is a wide receiver class that's just not. It's not talented. I think teams are drafting towards needs. That's what it seemed like.
Yeah.
I think you mentioned that earlier too.
Yeah.
King Richard said, the Patriots signed Chris Davis Jr. And they signed DJ James. Oh, 2 arm guys. All right then. He said blame Freeze.
I mean, he played for more than just Freeze.
He did. The main problem that Quez will have is as far as getting on the field on offense is that he can pass protect. He didn't show that he could do that at the college level. If he can, he'll get on the field. That's a great point. It's a great point.
Yeah. I love that point about pass protection. People don't typically understand how important that is as a running back, especially with teams wanting to run tempo.
Very true.
And today, like you want a running back, and it tips your plays. Like, you know, if you have to bring in a running back like Dallas, if you got Ezekiel Elliott on your team, he comes in the game, you know we throwing the ball.
Exactly.
He's in the lead to pass protect at this point.
In the 2025 NFL Draft, the Denver Broncos select Jahdae Barron.
There you go.
Johnson.
Oh, they went Jahdae Barron.
Yeah. Thorpe Award winner.
Yeah.
So they went and got a defensive back. So they went to go. They paired the defensive back with Patrick Surtain. It just wasn't
That's
Will Johnson.
Man.
It is an interesting one.
Man.
I thought that was Quavo. I ain't even gonna lie. When the picture came up, I thought that was Quavo. I was like, why is Quavo sitting on the couch with a hat on like he ready to go to the NFL?
So now Will Johnson becomes an interesting one.
Yeah.
If he doesn't get hurt, if he plays, he's clearly probably already drafted. So this should be interesting. But I will say this. I did say that whenever Jahdae Barron came off the board, that Trey Amos was going to be the very next pick. I don't think that it's going to happen now. Because of Pittsburgh sitting right there. But now, the Chargers.
This is the Shedeur pick right here. This is where Shedeur should go. If Shedeur does not go right here, I don't know.
It's gonna take a team trading up to get him in the first round.
It's gonna take a team trade back into the first round to get him. Because right now, 21 is just screaming Shedeur Sanders. Yeah, this Jahdae Barron pick, man. This dope. It's a dope pick, bro. It's a dope pick. It's a dope pick.
Tyke said they going Miro.
Yeah, that's what Tyke said. He said Tyke. They said he going Miro.
Yeah, but they didn't know that Shedeur was going to be available, right?
I'm asking you this question though: who's a better fit for Pittsburgh? Is it Miro or is it Shedeur? Who's a better fit for Pittsburgh?
On the field, I think just on the field, I think Shedeur is a better quarterback.
No. We know Shedeur a better quarterback, but who's a better fit for Pittsburgh?
Well, I think the better quarterback, he's a better fit. I think he's a better fit anywhere.
Okay. So
everything outside of that, you got to go with Jalen Miro.
So I ask you this question. So okay, all right. I think I feel where you're coming from with this. I think I feel where you're coming from.
I watched the Pittsburgh Steelers have trouble with Antonio Brown. And I'm not calling Shedeur Sanders Antonio Brown. But what I'm saying is, like, this is a very buttoned up franchise. They like things done a specific way. It's almost the most Patriot-like organization other than the Patriots.
I see what you're saying. It's going to be a quarterback.
Yeah.
Is it Shedeur or Jackson Dart?
It's probably Shedeur Sanders, man. Even though Deion expressed that he didn't really want him playing in cold weather. So that's interesting.
Bro, they disagree with you, bro. Jay Flowers and Tyke saying Miro a better pick, a better fit.
A better fit?
Well, with the Steelers. They saying he a better fit with the Steelers.
Yeah, okay. I can see that. I can see that. And this is also the franchise that drafted Mr. Trubisky.
This is it right here. Let's see.
Wow. Wow. They get a very good defensive tackle
They
from
do.
Oregon.
They
I
do.
don't take anything away from this kid.
They
Uh,
do.
but they don't look in the direction of the quarterback at all.
They did not. Oh my God. Oh my goodness, bruh. I don't know, bruh.
So I
don't
think
know,
they
dog.
made a decision on Shador versus Milroe, in that Milroe is probably the guy they're looking at to be
I
quarterback.
don't know, dog. I don't know
Yeah, like
about
Bubba
this.
said, like Bubba said, he's a game wrecker. Like he's gonna be a force in the middle of that
Yes,
defense.
he is. Just watch this. Just look at this. Look at this. Bang, bang, right there. Good job. Playing 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he's
Right here again. Here you go again. 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. This, yeah.
yeah. They got one. They got one. So now it gets interesting. Now,
Bro, I feel bad for Shador, bro.
now trading up comes a real possibility.
I feel bad for Shador. I feel bad for Shador, bro. I feel bad for Shador. I'm gonna keep saying it, bro. I feel bad
Why
for
do you feel bad for Shador?
bro, man, because this is the thing. Okay, we can sit here and talk about his footwork, his technique, and things and stuff like that. But one thing you cannot deny about Shador is that the dude knows how to win. The only losing season he's had in college football was the first year at Colorado. That's it.
Right.
Other than that,
But
man, he
but you have
knows
to-
how to win, bro.
You have to understand that was the closest to NFL competition that he's played.
Agree. I'm not
is that
disagreeing with
first
you
year.
there. I'm not disagreeing with you there. But the thing about it is, I sit here and I look at this and I'm like, yeah, the whole thing of we sitting here saying that you had Mel Kiper, you had all these guys that have done this for years, sitting here saying that this dude was a for sure top 3 pick in the NFL draft. They were saying it's for sure he was a top 3 pick.
And then without playing the game,
What happened, bro? Like, is the Sanders name that detrimental to him?
it's not detrimental. It's a different type of confidence, bro. It is. Man, you've gotta say the right thing.
I agree.
You
I
have
agree
to
with you.
like you have to present yourself as a team leader. Like, can I
agree with
see
you,
this, especially at quarterback? Can I see this person leading my franchise into the future? Right?
I agree with that.
Is he a natural leader? Absolutely. But then, like, is he showing that through this process? You know, it's just, and then, like I said, like, he comes with starting quarterback pressure.
I agree. I feel what you're saying, but that was the perfect place. Like, the Steelers don't have a starting quarterback right now.
Right. If I'm the Giants, I'm trying to get back in this draft right now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if
now, I'm calling every single one of these teams right now.
the
I'm trying to
Giants,
get back in this draft.
the Giants, the Browns, the Saints. I'm calling Washington. I'm calling Baltimore. I'm calling Detroit. I'm calling Buffalo. I'm calling Kansas City. I'm calling Philadelphia. I'm calling everybody from 25 down, which is the Texans, Rams, Ravens, Lions, Washington, Buffalo, Kansas City, and Philadelphia. If you 25 and below, if I'm one of them 3 teams, I'm calling y'all like, what's up? What's up, man? What we doing?
Listen, if the Giants can get back into this draft and come out of this first round with Abdul Carter and Shador Sanders, they won this first round.
They did. Agree. Wholeheartedly agree.
I think their plan was to get back into this draft to get Jackson Dart. But if you can get Shador Sanders, man, in New York with Abdul Carter in the first round, my God, you're doing something.
Bro, I don't know what to think, bro. Let's see. Let's see what everybody talking. They said, he said Miro won in 2 seasons and went to the playoffs. So, all right, you got a point there. You got a point. But Miro struggles with throwing the intermediate stuff. And we saw that at the Senior Bowl. That man, when it came to everything intermediate, it was not good. Throwing the deep ball, amazing.
Oh, he looked amazing.
Amazing.
When they let him uncork it. It's like when you see him throw the deep ball, it's something to revel at.
Exactly.
I tell you.
But
ball jump out his hand, you're like, oh my God.
But that intermediate stuff, not good. Not good at all, man.
It's a couple of them in the dirt.
King Richard said the Rams may take a QB because Stafford is getting old. Time to bring in someone they can learn. Well, they got a QB there. His name is Stetson Bennett. I'm just I mean, but I'm gonna just be real with you. If you look at the Rams, don't you think that Jackson Dart probably fits the quarterback that Sean McVay may want to work with more than Shedeur Sanders does? Just because don't you think Jackson Dart probably a little bit more mobile than Shedeur?
Yeah, the thing is, Shedeur is not immobile at all.
He's not.
He can run. He just is not a running quarterback. He just like when you see him, because we got to see him. He had a bad offensive line, so we got to see him run around a lot. Actually, in the pocket, he's pretty nimble. Like it's pretty tough to get him down. Other quarterbacks would have taken more sacks behind that defensive line.
Agreed.
He's elusive. Now he's not straight line speed.
Nah,
score from the 30-yard line.
No,
but yeah, in the pocket, he's pretty tough kid to get down.
Armor said, I know it ain't draft. Y'all see NCAA hit Fordham basketball with recruiting violations and making them vacate 41 wins just now.
No, I didn't see that. I had to read about that.
Yeah, I got to read about that one. I didn't see that one.
That's interesting. How I want to know what the recruiting violations were.
That's a good question. Like, what did they do?
In this, what does that look like in this college landscape now?
Like, they want to pay somebody? That's what I'm saying. That's interesting.
Right.
That's not bad. That's not against the rules. King Richard said they said on the radio that the Rams coach do want to bring in a dual threat quarterback.
So yeah, these picks are gonna take longer because I guarantee they feel the trade off.
Yeah, it's some trade. I feel like it's a trade coming in. Armdad said it just hit on ESPN. Oh man, I gotta go read that. Speaking of that, have y'all heard that the University of Kentucky's athletic department is now thinking about breaking away and becoming an LLC holding company?
No, I didn't see that.
Yes,
that's interesting.
They're thinking that, and they're going. And the name of it is going to be Champion Blue LLC. So basically, we are in the era of where private equity and investor groups can now invest into college athletic programs. And if that happens, if they become LLCs, that means they can IPO on the stock market, on the stock exchange. So, man, that's crazy. That's crazy. And they'll have their own separate governance board that will basically
bro, that's not not a good thing, bro.
But on the governance board, the athletic director will be part of it, and then they'll report to the president. So what
happens? What happens when a team?
It means when
a team decides to GameStop the situation.
That's the question. That's the question. But see, what they're doing is they're doing it so that they'll be able to raise more money and be more competitive instead of just having to always ask donors for money. So basically, they can have people. They can almost have people like buy shares of Champion Blue LLC, which is the football team, basketball team will be under. And then they'll be able to just basically use that money to win. That's crazy, bro. This is crazy. We are legitimately in the era of where private equity companies like BlackRock will be able to come in and buy a piece of an athletic program or athletic of an athletic department and be like, all right, man, I'm gonna give you $100 million right here, but I need 25%, maybe more than that. It's crazy.
Say goodbye to the game we love.
Los Angeles Chargers select Omarion.
There you go, Mario Hampton.
That's a good
That's
pick.
2 in a row. There's 2 in a row. So they starting to.
A good pick.
There's 2 BBs in the last 3 picks. So that's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, Tim, that is true. Like just imagine if the Saudi family, the crown Saudi family decided they wanted to invest $1 billion in Auburn. If Auburn did that, like if Auburn decided to make Auburn Athletic Department, I don't know, Orange and Blue LLC, and then the crown prince of Saudi decided, yeah, I give you $1 billion, but I want 40% of the athletic department. Or he would want a majority stake in the athletic department. That's basically what he's doing. Like it'll be a private company to where he can make decisions on guys and who. Yeah, is we getting into it, man. We getting into some real uncharted territory.
I really don't think that's a good idea.
It's gonna be interesting. And the thing about it is this, I mentioned this back before. I was like, what if I said, what if these football programs decide to just break away and then just be owned and then just lease the name from the school? Like I mentioned this before. This is gonna be interesting. Mario Hampton, running back.
So if you're doing that, what stops you from being able to play for? If it happens like that, what stops you from being able to play football without being enrolled in the school?
It's nothing. And then to Tite's point, I remember Tite saying one time, if that's the case, guess what? You can go get a guy that's like 27, 28 years old and just pay him to come be a part of the football team because technically they're not a part of the school.
Yeah. At that
point, what I'm saying? I know Tite was making a joke out of it, but to that point, there's some truth to that.
Yeah, it is.
Like you can legitimately like and it could almost rival the NFL. I mean, I think that part is a long way off, but it'll be around. He said Texas A&M has Qatar campus already. See what I'm saying? They just wait. Somebody Qatar, like the airlines Qatar or Qatar is what it is. Qatar Airlines. Like I know the airlines.
That's a place.
Yeah, that's the place. The place is the country, right? But then I know they got an airline called Qatar.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Tite was like, I was not joking. What I'm saying? My bad, Tite. My bad.
Come on, man. The Packers, they are trying to trade out this pick. I can guarantee you that. I can guarantee you.
If I was a Packers, right? You got a point.
I can guarantee you that most of these teams that are left on here are going to be. They know that Shedeur Sanders is still on the board.
Exactly.
And they are trying to get as much as they can right now.
If you look at the Packers, right? The Packers have a quarterback. They have a stable of young wide receivers. Like have like 3 wide receivers that are like really good. They just don't have a lot of experience. Which is going to be a problem for them too, because if all of them pop, they would have to pay all of them at one time. I don't know how that's going to happen. So I'm looking at Green Bay and I'm saying, what does Green Bay need in the draft in the first round? So
that's interesting. I think they maybe go corner here. Trey Amos, maybe.
Man, trade that pick to the Saints. Never mind. Trade that pick to the Saints. Come on, Kellen Moore. Get back in the draft and go get Shedeur.
I know that somebody's gonna get back in this draft to get him. It's just a matter of when and who.
This is a weird draft, bro. I'm just gonna be real with you. This is weird.
Mm.
I don't know.
Because Shedeur slid, or just in general?
No, I'm just saying because he got a point. I mean, I was listening to Louis Riddick there talk. You got Shedeur that's still on the board, but then let's be real. In any other draft, and I'm gonna say this: if Garrett Nussmeier was in this draft, would Garrett Nussmeier have been drafted before Shedeur Sanders?
Probably not.
Would you have drafted Garrett Nussmeier before Shedeur Sanders?
Probably not. No.
Okay. Connor Wakeman. Would you have drafted Connor Wakeman before Shedeur Sanders?
No.
Okay. Then you look at you got James Pierce Jr. still on the board. That's who Louis Riddick was just talking about.
Yeah, he may go to the
he could because they could. He could be the next great linebacker. Then Matthew Golden, wide receiver from Texas, is still on the board.
Mm.
I mean, we've had what 2 wide receivers ago? We've had McMillan and Ibuka and Emeka Buka.
Right.
So, I mean, you sitting here looking at it like this is interesting.
Jahad Campbell play right here at 23 for the Packers.
Good. I mean, could Jahad Campbell end up being probably? Could you see Jahad Campbell going to a team like Eagles?
I hope that doesn't happen.
I mean, I hope not either, but that sounds like a Howie Roseman move.
Yeah. If he's there, if he's there at 32, there's some draft.
Or could he go 31 to the Chiefs?
That's possible too.
That's a possible one. That's possible. I think Jahad Campbell gonna go. I think he'll go in the first round, but I think he's gonna probably go to one of those last 3 picks.
I think maybe I've been seeing Detroit, so I think
But Jahad Campbell?
Yeah.
That's pick 28. Okay. Let's see what's going on. James Barnett said no trade ups, not yet. Nothing came in.
Oh, it's on the way. Trust me.
Mm-hmm. Moved up too. That's it.
Don't matter of time.
Robert Smith said that's a lot of white peeps with green and the moon. talking about Green Bay, Jackson Dart and Shedeur. Is it them or the system? I honestly don't know, tight, because that's interesting. What's up, Robert? How you feeling, man? Hope all is good with you, my guy. Yours is probably gonna be a 3rd round pick.
You know, Ty, I didn't consider what you just said. That last one, is it them or the system? To your credit, Shedeur did throw the ball behind the line of scrimmage a lot.
Yeah.
That is not a pro style system that he's coming from. So that could come into play there.
Yep.
I mean, arm talent is arm talent, of course, but no, we haven't seen him under center. And well, a lot of these guys we haven't seen under center, but pro style passing concepts, it is very much wide open, 7-on-7 type of offense that they run. Very true. that could come into play. Maybe they, some of these teams just hasn't seen him do what they would be asking him to do. If that makes sense.
So it looks like Green Bay gonna pick.
Yeah.
Team All-Pro, Pro Bowler, 2-time Super Bowl champion, President and CEO, Mark Murphy.
Okay, Mark.
This atmosphere is unbelievable. For bringing the draft for the best in the history of the NFL.
They about to go crazy out there.
What if they all boo because they don't like the pick? What if they just all boo at one point in time?
To host this wonderful event, particularly since we are the only community-owned team in the NFL. to celebrate the special connection we have with our fans that dates back to the early days of professional football. With the 23rd pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, 15-time world champion, for the first time since 2002.
There you go.
That's a good pick.
That's a good pick. That is a good pick.
Very good pick by them.
And when they got another receiver, so
Yep.
they got a legit number one guy too.
Yep. Young quarterback. Get him another target.
Shout out to Matthew Golden. Matthew Golden, like, I ain't even got to leave and go nowhere. I'm here. Let's see. Auburn Dad said, man, Detroit being late in the draft still surprised me. But they've been so mediocre for so long.
Right. They usually are up in the top of the draft.
Exactly. Respect to the Pat. Auburn Dad said, am I crazy for wanting the NFL to make a rule you must stay 4 years in college before the draft so these kids don't Tupperware their stock, throw away their stock, excuse me. What did I say? Tupperware? Jesus Christ.
That's a rule. I mean, you're not crazy, but I could possibly see it going the opposite direction before it goes that direction.
I think the rule right now, they have to be 2 years removed from graduation out of high school before they can go to the draft.
Yeah.
So they have to be at least 2 years out of high school. So that man got a fireworks show. That's what I'm talking about.
Vikings pick is in, so they already know.
They're not trading out.
Yeah.
3 years after graduation. My bad. Not 2, 3 years.
Trey Amos is probably this.
Bruh, ain't nothing to do in Green Bay, bro. So you better be great at football because there's nothing there. It's nothing there, my guy. Nothing.
Or do they believe in what's his name? McCarthy?
JJ McCarthy?
Yeah.
I mean, they had to because they let old buddy walk and go to the Seahawks. Old buddy went to the Seahawks on like a 3-year deal worth like 60, 70 million.
Yeah.
So they gotta believe in him. I think the reason why, man, low key, if I was the Steelers, I would have drafted a quarterback because I feel like they waiting on Aaron Rodgers. And somebody said it earlier in the chat. I feel like they waiting on Aaron Rodgers. Waiting on Aaron Rodgers, but Aaron Rodgers is waiting to see what the Vikings do. So I don't know, man. This like they should have drafted a quarterback, bro. They still waiting on Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers ain't going to Pittsburgh, bro.
I think Jackson Dart is hurting Shedeur stock too.
You think so?
Yeah, just because teams know that they can get a Jackson Dart in the second round. If they miss on Shedeur, they can get a. There's no push to take a quarterback when you have another option that you can get in a later round. If they view him as that type of quarterback.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 more picks. 9 more picks.
We saw Jackson Dart at the Senior Bowl. You saw him throw. You think he's in the same league as a Shedeur Sanders?
I mean, to y'all
as point, a passer.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and act like you ain't. Jackson Dart looked really good, man. He looked really good. Man, yeah, he gonna be he a number one option for
and
he a number one option for for your boy in Green Bay. Your number one option. Yeah, look at that. Look at this route running, bro. Yeah.
1-on-1 in the end zone.
Yeah, he that dude. Yeah, he that dude, bro. Surprised he ain't go. I'm surprised he ain't go high. Yeah, he that dude. And the thing about it is, guess what? Texas had 2 guys go in the first round. That's the second Texas guy that went in the first round. Shout out to Texas, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's see. Tight said, Ken Rich said Jackson is a pretty good runner as well. Yeah, he is.
Right.
A little bit more mobile. He said, Tight said O'Meara has that ridiculous speed and need a little help in the short to intermediate game. Yeah, he need help. Yeah, he definitely need help in that short to intermediate game.
Let's keep it real. He don't need a little help.
He
needs a short and intermediate game. He doesn't have.
He doesn't even have it. That's what
like seriously, like he's got a ways to go. He's got to be a contingency playing quarterback.
Donovan Jackson guard.
Donovan Jackson guard. Wow. So the Texans sitting here. In recent history, the Texans have been doing amazing at personnel. Like they've been making all the right moves.
Trade alert. We have a trade alert. They are trading the pick to the Giants.
The New York Giants.
This is Shedeur. There
it is.
This is Shedeur. This is Shedeur or Jackson Dart. This is either Shedeur or Jackson Dart.
It's got to be Shedeur Sanders. They spent too much time with him.
Exactly. It has to be Shedeur. It has to be Shedeur Sanders.
And they probably didn't think that he would be there to move back in there to get that.
If they didn't, that is the biggest gamble ever. And Tez, you said it. You said if they get Abdul Carter and Shedeur Sanders in the first round
in this draft, like, come on, man, you can't.
You said they won. You said they won the draft. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. You're talking about a top 5 defensive player and a quarterback that was projected to be the number 1 overall pick.
Yes.
At one point, you cannot miss with that.
Nah, I don't know if this is Shedeur, bro. Their body language ain't saying Shedeur.
No, we'll see.
This body language ain't saying Shedeur, bro. Unless they holding it off really well.
Well, is he on the phone? He's not on the phone.
He's not on the phone either. Nah, he taking pictures like, oh, wait. He taking pictures like, man.
I don't know. Oh, is that the phone?
Oh, I saw a phone. This might be Jackson Dart.
This
might be Jackson Dart. Oh, this is Jackson Dart.
Yeah, it's Jackson Dart. Wow.
It's Jackson Dart.
Oh,
my goodness. My goodness, ladies and gentlemen, we are preliminary. We're going to say that the New York Giants are about to select Jackson Dart.
But this has probably been their plan the whole time because they did not think Shedeur would be here to do this. So,
wow.
Do you keep it business as usual or do you like reach for
We thinking it may be Jackson Dart just from body language and everything that we seeing. It looks like it's about to be Jackson Dart.
Does that make Shedeur Sanders a day 2 guy?
It does. He'll definitely be like the first or second one in the second round.
So you don't see anybody trading in to get this pick?
It's
you still have the Saints that need a quarterback.
And the Browns.
Steelers. Browns.
But here's the thing, though. Like this is the thing. You got the Rams, Ravens, Lions, Washington, the Bills, the Chiefs, and the Eagles.
Any one of those teams would be willing to trade out of those picks, I think.
But who, though?
Maybe not Baltimore. Baltimore probably has some immediate needs. Because please get Lamar Jackson somebody to throw the ball to.
Yeah, I agree with you, Dev. I like that.
But the Rams, Detroit, maybe a defender like the Commanders is interesting. They could move out of that pick. Buffalo.
Buffalo could move out of that pick. The
yeah,
Chiefs
you
and the
can see
Eagles
Philly.
definitely can move out of that pick. But I see the Chiefs or the Eagles taking Jahad Campbell, bro. I see one of them two taking Jahad Campbell, bro.
Okay. Man, if this is not Shedeur Sanders, that is crazy.
That's wild.
To spend that much time with him and then like
Go take Jackson Dart.
it's wild.
Oh man.
But that's like it's probably one of those situations where like this is your job to keep, and the only thing you can do is mess it up for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it may have been a situation where the more time they spent with him, the more they assured themselves, like, no, we don't want this guy.
Yeah. I mean, that could be it too. Like I said, like I said, the more time that they had to take a look at this film and be like, the more time they have to actually sit down and look at it, the more they start talking themselves out of the pick.
It happens, man. It happens like you ever met somebody and then like when you first met them, y'all was friends and everything was cool. But the more time you spent around them, it's like, I don't know.
It's interesting. I like you, but not like I thought I did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like that may have been one of those situations, man. And it doesn't help when other teams pass on you. Right. So like if they're sitting if the Giants are sitting here thinking they're gonna trade back in and get a quarterback, and Shedeur's available, they didn't know he's gonna be available. But you gotta think about look at all the other teams that passed on him.
True.
So if the Saints and the Steelers didn't want him, that's I mean, what's the movie Draft Day when they actually did that? They passed on the kid because I can't remember that movie, but they passed on the kid because they knew that the other teams would think something was wrong with him.
Yeah.
And they end up picking, I think it was Kevin Costner in that.
Yeah, in Draft Day. Yeah, that's the movie. Yeah, Draft Day. That's it. When you said the name, that's what it was. This look like it's gonna be Jackson Dart. I'm just looking at his face. It looks like this is a Jackson Dart.
He looks extremely happy.
Yeah, this is Dart. It's Dart, bro. Dang, Shedeur.
Listen, I'm telling you, John's got a good quarterback. If they get Dart, they got a good quarterback, bro. He can make all the throws.
But this is the thing, though. We saw this at the Senior Bowl. We saw this with Jackson Dart at the Senior Bowl. It was like you saw him get better. You saw his stock rise. Jackson Dart. And guess what? Lane Kiffin has him a first-round quarterback.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's another story.
We didn't need that.
That's the thing. That's another story. Lane Kiffin has a quarterback that he put in the first round.
He's probably tweeting right now.
He probably is.
If I know Lane Kiffin, like I think I know Lane Kiffin, he's tweeting something about that right now.
Bro, why do I feel like they're trying to send a message to Shedeur, bro? Why do I feel like the whole league is trying to send a message to Shedeur Sanders? Does it feel? Do you feel that way? Do you feel like that's how this is? Like they're trying to send a message to him.
Could be
because if you wait a minute, the Rams have traded a pick.
This may be Shedeur.
No, they traded
to Atlanta.
Yeah, this is not a Shedeur pick.
No,
this is not a Shedeur pick.
But who could they be trading up to get though?
That's a good question. So far, Auburn Dad said. So how many SEC players have been picked so far? We are looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 in the first round. 10 SEC players have been picked in the first round so far.
Yeah. Who's left? Falcons, probably maybe Trey Amos goes off the board or James Pierce, maybe.
Could this be Jahai Campbell?
Could be.
I see tight saying this potentially could be Jahai Campbell. Yeah, they did. You're right. They had Penix to Atlanta last year, but I don't think they're gonna get a quarterback. I think Penix is the guy that they want for the future.
Whoever it is, they're high on him.
Yeah, could this be Jahai Campbell?
Let's see what was picked before that. A receiver.
You talking about before before Jackson?
I was trying to see trends, man, because sometimes teams trade up when other players come off the board. So
before Jackson Dart, the Vikings took Donovan Jackson, the O lineman, and then the Packers took Matthew Golden, the wide receiver.
I don't know, man. Your guess is good in mine on this one.
I don't know, bro. I'm gonna be real. I don't know who this is. So the Giants is off the board. I'm gonna say this: if the Browns or the Saints trade back in to the first round, I'm gonna say that's Shedeur. Yeah. I low-key thought that was Shedeur right there, bro. I thought that was Shedeur.
But I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. When we was down there at the Senior Bowl, we all saw him play, and we all said that this guy could be a first-round quarterback.
Yeah. Very true.
We saw him throw the ball. It's like, this dude's probably gonna be a first-round quarterback. And I didn't think that. I didn't think that before the Senior Bowl. It wasn't until I saw him standing and throwing next to those other quarterbacks that, like, hey, one of these things is not like the other.
Exactly. Man, so that's the two quarterbacks right there. So the over under for the first round was 2.5.
Yeah.
So we are including this pick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 picks. Let's see who they pick.
To the Atlanta Falcons, with the 26th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Atlanta Falcons select James Pierce Jr.
James Pierce Jr. Yeah.
That's 11 SEC guys in the first round. 11 SEC guys in the first round. That's a lot. I mean, they view him highly. They traded back into the first round to get him. They view him.
He's a monster, bro. Like he's.
So they got wait. So because they got Jalen Walker as well too. So they got two ends.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. But Jalen Walker can play inside too.
Okay.
Ravens is interesting. They need
a receiver.
Yeah. But they need a lottery pick receiver.
One, 6'5", 245. 6 more picks in the first round.
Yeah, they got him on. They got him.
He just ran through that dude.
Speed to power. Yeah. Lift him off his feet. Just put the tackle in his lap.
He did.
Who needs pass rush moves when you could just do that?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. Playing
you
that
forget how good some of these players.
He's playing the 17 league right there. Man, oh man.
Tight is on the Milroe train, bro. Milroe, you may not see Milroe today, Tight.
That's what I'm saying. and that will hurt. That will hurt.
You probably start winding that one on down. Now, I wouldn't be shocked. Somebody trade in, like I said, those last 3 picks. But with Shedeur still on the board, you probably won't see Milroe today.
The only reason why I don't like it for him is because of the simple fact that he went to the draft. You know, and normally when you go to the draft, Milroe at the draft. He in the draft, he in the room.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were talking about you. I was trying to see if you were talking about him or Shedeur.
Oh, no. I think no. I think Milroe is a fit. Like, it has to be a particular team that's looking at him as a fit. That he can come in and he'll fit this particular mold, and we're gonna mold the offense around him, sort of like Lamar Jackson, and things stuff like that. But the only reason why I don't like it is because he actually went to the draft, and most of the time, normally when you go to the draft, you know you're gonna be drafted in the first round. But if this happened, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Geno was the last one that actually went to the draft and didn't get drafted in the first round.
I think he got an invite because they want people to watch.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it was, but he didn't have to accept it. You know what I'm saying?
He probably got some intel that, some teams may be willing to move up. I think this draft is not going in his favor right now.
Nah, it's not. Like,
you know what I mean? It's just the way it's falling.
If Shedeur would have went earlier.
Yes.
If Shedeur would have went earlier.
Milroe would be a name right now.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Milroe will be the person that people would be looking at. Like, who can we trade back into the first round and get him at? But now, people looking at it like, nah, no. We can potentially get him in the second round or maybe even the third round.
What are the Ravens?
They got to pick. They picking. The Ravens picking.
Yeah.
Okay. Man, it's been a great show, man. We've been on here 3 hours, and we've consistently had a nice little group of people that rock with us for 3 hours. The numbers have fluctuated up, they fluctuated down, but it's been at a steady number. So we appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us here around the water cooler for this draft spectacular. More than likely, we're gonna do this again tomorrow, but probably won't do it. We'll probably just do it for the second round and be done with it. Yeah, man, we thank y'all so much for rocking with us here around the water cooler as always, man. It's a late night. It is 10:08 Central Standard Time, 11:08 Eastern Standard Time. It should be a holiday, low-key. The NFL draft should be a holiday. NFL draft weekend should be a holiday. Just being real.
Yeah. Man, Shedeur is approaching backup quarterback.
Man, don't do this, man. Don't say this.
No, seriously,
backup quarterback? Backup quarterback?
Yes. Because the quarterbacks that you start to see in the second round, nobody's in the second round looking for a starting quarterback. I think what's hurt Shedeur is that nobody wants a celebrity backup quarterback. There's not a team in the world that wants their backup quarterback to be a celebrity.
I got you. I think I hear what you're saying, but still though, man, I still think he can go to a team and be a starter. Maybe not year one, but definitely he can go in year two competing for a starter spot if he go in the second round.
I mean, that's true. Depending on the team and the fit.
I mean, but you're still looking at these teams though. Like, even if they do it, but here's the thing: like, if the Browns take him in the second round, if the Saints take him in the second round, even if the Jets take him in the second round,
you're saying that he still has a potential to start.
Yeah,
with me. I can agree with that. Even
the Colts. You know, there's still teams on here. Like, I'm looking at teams that need a quarterback that can come in and potentially play this year. I'm looking at the Saints and I'm looking at the Browns. But if you get to the second round, you're looking at the Browns, the Saints, the Jets, and potentially the Colts that he can go to and potentially start and potentially compete for a starting spot this year. Let's see what the pick is.
The Baltimore Ravens select
Malachi
That's the
Starks.
12th. That is the 12th.
That is a good pick for the Ravens.
Yeah.
Man, it is such a Ravens pick.
Yeah. Defensive guy.
SEC.
Yep. He gonna be the next Ed Reed. I'm just playing.
Hold on. Not saying that he can't. I'm just saying, boy, you threw Ed out there.
Next Ed Reed.
Jeez.
He's the next one. He's gonna wear 21 because they're not gonna let him wear 20, but he's gonna wear 21. Gonna be one number up from Ed. The 13th SEC player taken in the first round, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. It just means more.
I'm trying to count the Big Ten guys as well, but SEC winning so far.
Less than 13.
Exactly. It's less than 13. This is a really solid pick. And to your point, this is a very Ravens pick too. Defensive guy. Yeah.
But that was like a little bit on the quarterback.
And that was Peyton Thorne.
Yeah, I know. You kind of threw it right in. So the Lions already know who they get.
Yeah. Hey man, Shedeur. Yeah, 4 picks left for Shedeur, man.
This is probably maybe Jahad Campbell right here.
I don't know, man. I got a feeling that I'm gonna be real. If a trade doesn't come in between pick 29 and pick 30 for Washington and Buffalo, I don't think Shedeur going in the first round. Because I honestly feel that the Chiefs or the Eagles gonna get Jahad Campbell, bro. And I'm low-key leaning the Eagles. I think the Eagles are gonna pick Jahad Campbell. It just seems very Howie Roseman to me, bro. It seems like something Howie Roseman gonna do.
Yeah, that's a very Ravens pick. And it's a player that needs a position to need for them right now. Come on, let's get to this Lions pick, man.
Yeah, I want to see who the Lions picking, like for real, for real. Take a look at some of the comments, man. We appreciate y'all. Auburn Dad said Milroe is probably 3rd round tight. Yeah, he in party mode right now. There was a guy last year. That's from tight. James Barnett said, awesome show, fellas, man. We appreciate you, James. Appreciate you so much for rocking with us, man. Appreciate all y'all for rocking with us. Auburn said, man, I'm about to pass out. Appreciate you, Auburn Dad, man. We know you be rocking with us, my guy. We appreciate you, man, for always rocking with us around the water cooler, bro. Ken Richard said, so what is the problem with Will Howard? That's a good question. That's a really good question. Because low-key, Will Howard got not even say the intangible, but he got the measurables to have been a starting quarterback
corner
in the league. I think if Will Howard would have came to the Senior Bowl, I think you probably would have seen his stock raise a little bit. But he didn't come because he had just played in the national championship game.
Yeah. I think just that the injury, the lack of playing time, lack of football, that tape that he put on the field this year is hurting him.
Yep. Same thing with
somebody's
Scatterbush.
gonna get a steal though.
Yeah.
Like you get Will Howard right now. This is a steal.
Yeah, same thing with Scatterbush. Scatterbush was supposed to be at the Senior Bowl, but he didn't come either because of injury.
Right.
And stuff like that. So Sharp said he caught it again. Charles should have said he called it again. James Barnett said pick.
Talk about Malachi Starks pick. Yeah, he did say Malachi Starks was going to the Ravens.
Yep. He said he called it last night. Yep. Yeah, I mean, if it looks like the Lions gonna make a pick, so I'm just gonna say it. If a trade doesn't happen between pick 29 and pick 30 between Washington and Buffalo, Shadir's going in the second round. Shadir going in the second round because the Chiefs or the Eagles gonna pick Jahad Campbell, and I got a feeling it's gonna be the Eagles.
I think he might come off right here, bro.
You think so?
Yeah.
Let's see. All right, pick in. Let's see what the commission got to say.
Lee Willis.
Salik Williams.
The big dude from Ohio State.
Yep.
Not a bad pick either, bro. Like, it's wow.
Let's see what his tape look like.
It's just a run stopper, plugger.
Oh, he got a little move to him.
Short and stout.
Yep, short and stout. He playing 3 technique though.
Yeah.
Got a little quickness to him. He got a little quickness to him. By the way, he used his hands down the line.
Yeah.
I like how he played the piano down the line of scrimmage. That's a good job. Whoever taught him that taught him well.
Sharps, you still in the chat, man? Y'all on the clock. You got 4 minutes, man. Let me get a prediction. Hurry up.
Oh, that's right. Washington on the clock. What's y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna trade out?
If you still in there, give me a prediction real quick.
What does Washington need?
That's an interesting question, man.
What does Washington need? That's that's right. What do they need?
Will Howard right here.
To Washington?
I don't think Sharp would be mad at Will Howard right here. I don't know if it's an offensive player on the board right now that unless you go O-line.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of. You know, just get some better just get an offensive tackle, somebody that can protect the blind side. Or maybe you go get another maybe you go get a defensive end. Maybe this could be Jahad Campbell.
I was gonna say maybe you draft Jahad Campbell. I
Maybe
know
you draft
for a
Campbell
fact,
right
if Washington picks Jahad Campbell, I'm gonna have to hear about this until the season starts.
Oh man,
for sure.
Oh me. I
My
mean,
God.
low key. I mean, you could go get a pass rusher right here. I mean, you got your quarterback. You got Deebo Samuels, who as your number one receiver, and you more than likely
Is he the number one?
You getting paid like it.
Yeah, but Deebo's a number one receiver.
But I get what you're saying. No.
He's a good receiver. He's a good option to have on your team, but I think Jahad Campbell makes sense right here, to be honest.
That's what I'm saying. Like it does kind of make sense. I ain't gonna lie. But do they pull it though? I still feel in my bones. I just feel it that I feel like the Eagles more than the Chiefs are gonna draft Jahad Campbell.
Yeah,
For some reason, I don't know why I feel that way. Huh?
Will Johnson, Jahad, or Mike Green.
Ooh,
But you gotta
Mike
pick
Green.
one, man. You
Mike
can't
Green.
give us pick one
Mike
of them.
Green from North Texas. Mike Green.
Who do you want out of those 3? The pick is in too, so you got
Somebody coming in.
You about 30 seconds.
Kerry said, not knocking Sanders, but I hope the Saints will take Will Howard over Sanders. Ooh. Kendall said Washington don't need a QB. Nah, they don't.
You know,
Let's see. He said they need a cornerback, O-line, and Jahad Campbell. That's tight. He said, you know who I want. I think Jahad going to the Eagles, man. I got a feeling that's gonna happen.
Yeah. Bobby Wagner's getting old.
Yeah.
And I can't even.
Didn't Fletcher Cox retire?
Yeah, that's what I say. I can't even really name a lot of cornerbacks from them for real. I mean, not linebackers. I think Jahad Campbell makes perfect sense right here.
Man, oh man, oh man.
I think they got two good corners, right? They got Lattimore. Who's the other corner?
Talk about Washington.
Yeah.
Don't make me lie to you. I don't know, bro. Keeping up with all these folks and where they
is
at.
It old dude? I think it's old dude from Auburn. I think it's
Monogamy.
Jonathan Jones.
Jonathan Jones. Okay. I was low-key about to say Jonathan Mincy. I was like, huh? Why did Jonathan Mincy come to my mind? I don't know.
I want to say I could be wrong about that.
Okay, so here we go. So they got Laramie Tunsil, Debo Samuels, Will Harris at safety, Javon Kinlaw at defensive tackle. So they could get another. They could get another pass rusher.
I think they'd be dumb not to. I think they'd be dumb not to. That's Mike Green.
Yeah, y'all know Mike Green balled out at the Senior Bowl. That man was running over offensive tackles at the Senior Bowl. Running them over.
That's interesting. Jahad or Mike Green, if you're looking for a pass rusher.
That's a good question, bro. That's a good question. Let's see what the pick is.
Whoa.
They took a tackle?
Whoa.
What?
Well,
that is surprising. Josh Connery Jr.
You have a franchise quarterback. You got to him upright.
He got a point. But that was just, I was low-key kind of out of left field there. I was not expecting that. I was definitely.
I wasn't expecting that.
I was definitely thinking they would probably go get somebody on the defensive side of the ball to rush the other side of the quarterback.
So this must be their plan the whole time. There's no way that they're playing this by it. Yeah, they had to have this guy circled as the tackle that they wanted. Had to be. With what's left on the board, he had to be.
This is wild. King Rich said, you know that the guardians of the Native Americans are Washington Commanders to have the name changed.
That was holding. That was Abdul Carter, and that was holding. Don't show that highlight no more.
Hey Nick, what are the teams where Prime said they would not play? I know one of them was a cold team up north. I knew that. I know that for a fact. But that team didn't, I don't think, needed a quarterback. I don't know, to be honest with you. I'm not even gonna speculate on that because I never really heard the list of the teams where they said that he wouldn't play. The teams that I've heard come out of Coach Prime's mouth, he did an interview with Skip Bayless and he mentioned the Giants, he mentioned the Saints, he mentioned the Browns, and those are the three teams I do know he mentioned. But I don't remember. He also mentioned the Patriots. I think the Patriots came. I think he mentioned the Patriots as well. But I don't think I ever definitively seen the list of teams where they said that they wouldn't play. So interesting. Yeah, trash pick. Yeah, I agree with you. I'm not gonna say it's a trash pick, but I'm just saying it was a very. I wasn't expecting that.
I'm telling you, like those tackles that they get picked in the first round, they usually have very long careers.
But you just said he was holding.
Yeah, well, that was Abdul Carter though.
Yeah, okay, all right. I get you. Now I'm gonna keep making this prediction right here. If they don't trade this pick, Shedeur Sanders is not going in the first round. If they do not trade this pick, Shedeur Sanders is not going in the first round.
You don't see any of the other teams. You don't see the Chiefs or the Eagles trading this pick.
Because I think I maybe, but the thing is, I think the Chiefs probably go get a defense, go get somebody on the defensive side of the ball. They could potentially get Jahad Campbell, but I think
Campbell is going to end up in the Eagles jersey, and I'm gonna be mad about that.
I'm gonna be real. I think he. You say you think he's gonna end up at the Eagles?
And I'm gonna be mad about that.
Yeah, he's gonna end up at the Eagles. That's where I've been at the whole time. Howie Roseman is going to get Jahad Campbell at the Eagles. That's what it is gonna happen. That's what's about to happen.
How do you let a Jahad Campbell fall to the Eagles? It's like, come on, guys, what were we doing?
Real, I have no idea.
Washington Commanders, you had one job.
Yeah,
is to keep this man out of the Eagles.
The Bills picking, man. They picking.
He's in your conference. He's in your division.
They picking, bro. I mean, could the Chiefs trade out right here? I don't know. I'm gonna be rich. I don't know. I think the Saints are looking at this. I think the Browns, potentially the Jets and the Colts are looking at this and like, yeah, we can get Shedeur in the second round. Yeah, we're not gonna trade back. They're not gonna trade back. They like if he there at our pick, we gonna get him there. They're gonna get him in the second round.
I said Jahad buy a coat.
Yeah, he going to the Eagles, man. He is going to Philadelphia, bro.
Wow.
Shout out to Louis Riddick, the GOAT. Y'all don't know Louis. Louis Riddick took a picture with me at the Senior Bowl, and he retweeted the picture. Shout out to Louis Riddick. Highlight of my year. So I'm just playing, not my year, but it was dope.
Wow, bro. This has been an interesting draft.
This has been an interesting draft, bro. Where like tomorrow, like if Shedeur does not, if somebody does not trade back in, which I highly doubt happens right now, man, the stories on First Take, the story and narrative on Get Up, McAfee, all of the Fox shows. If you watch the Fox shows, it's gonna be Shedeur Sanders slide.
Yeah, true.
And the bad part about it is, it's a lot of people out there that like it, and that's the part that kind of irks me a little bit. Yeah, Nightcap too. Shout out. Yeah, you right. Nightcap too. Yeah.
But it just goes to show you, bro, like none of us are GMs.
Right.
None of us know their evaluation process. We can guess as good as we can, but we don't know what these people are looking for.
That's so true, bro. So true. Tyke said some of the GMs are not GMs. Cornerback Max O'Hara.
Oh yeah, out of Kentucky. He's there.
Yeah. He said it so fast. I didn't know what he said. I was like, huh?
So I think Mike Green comes off the board in one of these last two picks.
Potential.
It may be Mike Green. Guys. Mike Green, Jahad Campbell. In that order. I can see that happen.
Telling you. That is 14 SEC guys in the first round.
But it's also Will Howard, which a lot of people thought would be a first round pick.
Bro, you going to the coldest place in the NFL. Oh, we got a trade alert. Uh-oh. We have a trade alert. Kansas City is trading the pick to Philadelphia.
They're
Wait, so
probably getting Jihad.
they just switching spots.
They're probably getting Jihad.
Yeah, this ain't nothing. This ain't nothing.
This is moving up to take the guy that they don't want the Chiefs to get. So this is probably I don't know. You move up. It's probably Jihad Campbell.
This is Jihad Campbell. This is Jihad Campbell right here. I told y'all he was gonna end up at the Eagles. I told y'all I felt it in my bones.
Mm-hmm.
I said it.
I don't
10
like
picks ago.
I don't like it either. Because the Eagles is just like
10 picks ago.
Come on, man. They're gonna get Jihad Campbell. They in talks with getting Jalen Ramsey. It's just like, come on, bro.
I told y'all 10 picks ago that he was gonna end up at the Eagles. That's a Howie Roseman move. I told y'all this.
Who's left? Who's best available? He's got to be best available right now.
Probably. Okay. Will Johnson ain't been picked yet.
Will Johnson. Mike Green still out there.
Yeah.
What do the Eagles need? Nothing.
Jihad Campbell.
Yeah, I guess.
They gonna get Jihad Campbell.
What if they go Mike Green?
If they do, I'm gonna look foolish.
As Tight said, a backup. He is on the Miro can Tight.
Miro not going for a round, Tight.
Just telling you, bro.
It's not happening.
They finna draft him in the first round to back up Jalen. That'd be a cool story, bro.
It's not happening. It's not happening. Man, bro. This has been a draft.
Yeah, it's actually been pretty entertaining, some of the picks. You know?
Yes.
See some of the places that some of these teams go.
That's the 14th SEC player drafted in the first round.
It just means more.
It does. And now Jihad Campbell's about to make it 15. So basically, half of the draft, half of the first round were SEC players. Almost half of the first round will be SEC players. That's crazy. I wonder what Marcus feel about this. I wonder what the mayor feel. I wonder how he feels about Maxwell Harrison being drafted to the Buffalo Bills.
Mm-hmm.
I know JT probably gone. I know JT probably out the chat. I'm curious to know what JT feel about this as well. You know, JT is a Bills fan as well. I'm curious to know what their thoughts about this is.
So the best available they have Jihad Campbell, they have Will Johnson first.
Mm-hmm.
Jihad Campbell, Mike Green as the three best available in that order.
Who's behind them?
You got Josh Simmons, offensive tackle from Ohio State. Nick Emmanuel, the safety from South Carolina.
Mm-hmm. Is there a world?
Ezeriki.
Is there a situation where Will Johnson ends up with the Chiefs or he ends up in the second round?
Possibly. Possibly.
This is wild. This is wild.
See who's left out there. Luther Burton still's on the board. Trey Harris still on the board. Trey Amos still on the board.
Yep.
Or Travion Henderson still out there.
That's running back. Quinshon Judkins still out there too.
Judkins still out there.
Kendra Lambert-Smith, Jarquez Hunter, Eugene Asante. The most athletic linebacker is still out there. Should be a third round pick. But they gonna use his size as a reason why they won't pick him. Wild to me, but hey, it is what it is.
This is what I'm telling you, bro. I will stand on this. If Eugene Asante, you can take either one of them, Eugene Asante or Jarquez Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
If either one of those guys were 5-star prospects coming out of high school, they'd be at least second-round picks.
Agree. Ty said, who's the quarterback from Notre Dame? Riley Leonard.
Riley Leonard. It should be interesting.
The pick is in. I'm saying they going Jahai Campbell. They going Jahai Campbell.
If I was there at that pick, I would go Jahai Campbell.
Agree.
Rich get richer.
Richard Kelly. Shout out to King Richard. He said Richard Kelly still on the board, 5'9", 205 running back from the University of Central Nell. I like that. I like that. Shout out to King Richard. Oh man. Hey, Sharp said spoiler. It's Jihad.
I can believe that.
I told y'all the Eagles were gonna end up with Jihad Campbell. Told y'all that.
Yeah, I can believe that.
That over under. Here it comes. Tell us, Commish.
Yeah, it's got to be Jihad.
Hold you.
Yeah.
I said it.
The rich
10
get richer,
picks ago.
bro.
I said it 10 picks ago. Jahai Campbell was going to end up in a Philadelphia Eagles uniform because of Howie Roseman. I said it.
They have picked. It's interesting. It says they picked 9 players from Alabama or Georgia in the last 5 drafts. Jahai Campbell, Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, Tyler Steen, Ringo, Jordan Davis, Nicole Dean, Devonta Smith, Landon Dickerson.
They just picked SEC guys.
Yeah.
They picked SEC
Chiefs,
guys.
Chiefs already knew what it was getting, man.
Yeah.
They probably didn't even have to make this trade.
Yeah, they didn't. They didn't have to. I mean, but if you're looking at it from a money, I'm looking at it from a money standpoint. To go from 32 to 31 is roughly $200,000.
Yeah, I think it's just Mike Green though. I think it's whoever was in second was going to get Mike Green.
So you think Mike Green? Mike Green to pick right here?
Probably so.
Okay. What about you? Okay, so you don't think? I agree with you, but do you think there's a world where the Chiefs get Will Johnson at a cornerback?
I think if the Chiefs would have gotten, I don't know. They could get Will Johnson. They could. I just feel like that if they were sitting at that pick and they had their choice with no trade, the Chiefs would have got Jahai Campbell.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Henry said, "Who would the Chiefs go with?" We both think it's gonna be hey, what's his name? Say his name.
Mike Green.
I think we're both gonna be Mike Green from North Texas.
It could be Will though. Like it
I mean,
could
yeah.
be very well, but something in me is saying that like pass rusher.
James Barnett said they gave him a fifth round pick to get Jihad. Yeah. The Eagles did. They gave up that pick. It's basically a pick swap, and then they gave up their 5th round pick.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, the story of the draft when they make this pick, we're gonna get up out of here because it's late, and I need to go lay down.
Yeah.
But the story of this draft and what you gonna hear tonight,
tomorrow
morning, all day up until the 2nd round start is gonna be Shedeur Sanders and where he goes.
Up until he comes off the board.
Exactly. Like a lot of people got this one wrong. But then to think about it, if you look at this, did they get it right? Is this where Shedeur would have been if you had other quarterbacks in this draft who were probably considered better than him? Like, would he have naturally been a 2nd or 3rd round guy anyway?
I'll put it to you like this. I'll say this. I believe that Cam Ward was the number 1 overall pick for the longest. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I also believe that Jackson Dart is a 1st round draft pick. I think that Shedeur Sanders probably comes in 3rd.
Okay.
Just haven't seen Dart in person. Now, that doesn't mean that he's going to perform well when you get on the field, but arm talent, I saw him make every single throw they asked him to make.
You right. Yeah, we did. We saw that.
With precision, like with my own 2 eyes, like not on TV, not the highlights, not none of that. I'm talking about watched him with my own 2 eyes.
Yep.
Make every single throw they asked him to make with ease. Exactly. So I'm not surprised that he's the 2nd quarterback off the board.
I agree. Say, come on, Nick. I'm still here. I get up at 5. Shout out to King Richard, man. We already know King rocking with us, man. I appreciate that. And then Tyke said, tomorrow night is going to be extra special. Tune in, folks. That's right, because guess what? Tyke Sports is going to be on the Tyke Sports is going to be rocking with us tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if that's going to happen. I'm just volunteering him for it. Tyke.
I just realized I didn't have my lights on, man. You should have told me something.
I didn't notice. I didn't notice.
It's late now, but
it is late. That's 15 SEC guys in the 1st round.
Yeah.
15 SEC guys in the 1st round. All we need is one more SEC guy, and basically the half of the 1st round would have been SEC guys.
Yeah, we will have swept it almost. All right, Chiefs.
Josh Simmons, offensive tackle, Ohio State. Wow. So Mike Green, Shedeur Sanders, and Will Johnson will fall to the 2nd round.
Yeah. Will Johnson was projected as a 1st round pick.
He was.
Almost everybody.
He was.
Shedeur Sanders, this slide is happening.
This is historic.
Time.
This is probably the worst slide in history. Because at least everybody else that was projected to go in the 1st round went when they slid. Well, maybe Geno. I don't know if Geno was considered a 1st round guy, but he went to the draft anyway. But I don't know, man. This is crazy, man.
A lot of people think that here's my stance on it, man. Just real quick. I don't want to sound like that guy, but I think it's good for him, bro. I think it will be good for him in the long run. For him to enter the NFL with a chip on his shoulder.
Yep.
To be slightly humbled a bit, you got a whole draft room set up and all this stuff to not get picked in the 1st round. That's humbling. I think that's what it's kind of like DeMarcus Riddick, right? Remember when DeMarcus Riddick said that thing about Jalen Milroe?
Oh yeah, we're not gonna lose while they're here. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's not gonna get out the pocket.
Yeah.
And I'm faster than him and all the things he said.
Yeah.
I didn't get mad at him saying that because I think that that's a kid that needed that humbling. Like you needed that moment. And I think that he's going to be better next year forward. I kind of think that this is a similar situation for Shedeur where the NFL owners don't see you as you see yourself. So now you have something to prove. And, you know, with this, a quarterback with that kind of talent and arm talent with a chip on his shoulder is a dangerous guy. So, like, I think whoever gets him in the second round is going to get a guy that's coming there to win.
Exactly. Key Richard said, how many offensive linemen were taken tonight? 7. Offensive linemen were taken tonight in the first round. So, yeah, man. Ladies and gentlemen, man, we appreciate y'all for rocking with us here tonight, as always. Make sure you follow Tez at It's SE Season on the screen there. Follow him there on YouTube. Follow us at on Facebook at Water Cooler Talk Podcast. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at the Water Cooler Talk. On Twitter, follow us on Twitter at CoolerSpot23. And of course, subscribe, like, share, hit the notification bell button here on YouTube so you know when we post more videos and go live. We'll be back tomorrow night. We'll be doing the second round and some of the third round tomorrow night. We'll be doing this. We're doing another draft watch party, man. We appreciate y'all for always rocking with us here around the water cooler as always, man. King Richard said, Ted speaking truth. That's what he said, man. War Eagle to you, King Richard, man. Hopefully you can get up soon because you got to be up at 5, man. Hope all is good with you, my guy.
You might as well stay up, man.
Might as well. He said, enjoyed it. Good night. See y'all tomorrow, man. We'll see you tomorrow, King Richard, man. We appreciate y'all, man. Until tomorrow, y'all have a good one. Better yet, y'all have a great one. As always, y'all be blessed, man. And as always, make sure you get the man upstairs above his. One love, ladies and gentlemen. We out this mug. Eugene Asante, take us out, my guy. Let's go.
Boys and girls of all ages, you're tuned into the Water Cooler Talk Podcast, the biggest podcast in the world. Yeah.
Thanks for checking out this episode of Water Cooler Talks with your hosts, Nick Frazier and Marcus Fitzpatrick. Make sure you like and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform so that you never miss an episode.